First, Aaron Navarro has more from the White House.
That this armament, that demilitarization of Hamas in Gaza is a big part of phase 2 of that ceasefire agreement. But so far, Hamas has refused to publicly say, at least, that they will disarm themselves, saying that they reserve the right to resist and store or freeze weapons. That has been something that Israel and Prime Minister Netanyahu have disagreed with.
A day after his talks with Ukraine's president, Russia says Ukraine targeted Vladimir Putin's residence in an attack. President Trump was asked about that a short while ago.
It's a delicate period of time. This is not the right time. It's one thing to be offensive, because they were offensive. It's another thing to attack his house. It's not the right time to do any of that, and can't do it. And I learned about it from President Putin today. I was very angry about it.
Two DHS officials tell CBS News that federal agents are expected to inspect over 30 sites in Minneapolis today. As part of an investigation into what Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem is calling rampant fraud. Reporter Jonah Kaplan on some of the federal programs being scrutinized.
14 programs, and according to U.S. investigators, federal investigators, the amount of money that was spent on these 14 programs, $18 billion since 2018. Now, is that all fraud? No. But how much of it? That's what they're going to be digging into.
A powerful winter storm continues to sweep across the northern tier of the country, bringing snow, high winds, and treacherous travel conditions. Meteorologist Jessica Birch is watching it move northeast.
As it continues to ring out across the northeast in New England, we're seeing wind alerts in effect right now issued by the National Weather Service, where we can see anywhere up to around 65 to 75 mile per hour winds all the way up into places like New York and Maine, anywhere up to around 50 mile per hour winds in states like Ohio, all the way over into Indiana.
The U.S. today announced a $2 billion pledge for UN humanitarian aid as the Trump administration continues to slash foreign assistance. The money's a small fraction of what the U.S. contributed in the past. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, in his year-end address, said countries around the world are increasing military spending instead of aid.
All while conflict rages at levels unseen since World War II. On this new year, let's resolve to get our priorities straight.
On Wall Street at this hour, stocks are lower. This is CBS News.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Quote today at Progressive.com.
An officer-involved shooting early this morning. More on that after a look at the roads. For KIRO News Radio Traffic, here's Nate.
Thanks, Ted. Harnish Auto Family's got the update. Light volumes out there as we start off the noon hour. If you're heading to SeaTac Airport, though, plan on an extra few minutes making it down the expressway. It's backed up about two-thirds way up from the terminals. In Tacoma, we're still working to clear this collision southbound 509 just before the 21st Street Bridge. It's blocking your right lane. Those typical backups are forming on State Route 161 through South Hill. Some drive times, Linwood to Seattle, 20 minutes. Seattle to Federal Way is going to take you 20 minutes. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, also a 20-minute commute. And if you're heading over any of the open passes right now, Snoqualmie, White, and Blewett, all look good with no restrictions. 6 dealerships, 1 family. It's the Harnish Auto Family Year-End Super Sale. Wrap up the year with huge savings on popular new and pre-owned vehicles. Visit HarnishAutoFamily.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate.
News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
All right, thank you, Nate. Good afternoon. I'm Ted Beener. We are following a fatal officer-involved shooting in Pierce County. It happened just after 2 a.m. Monday morning in the Puyallup, South Hill area. Spokesperson Carly Capetto says deputies approached a man sleeping in his vehicle after neighbors claimed he fired a single gunshot outside their home.
Deputies attempted contact with the male inside the vehicle and shortly later called out shots had been fired.
Capetto says the suspect later died. No deputies were injured. The Pierce County Force Investigation Team has taken over the case. A Linwood man is facing drug trafficking charges after a bust that netted $2 million in narcotics. The Everett Herald reports the 26-year-old was arrested earlier this month near Alderwood Mall. Detectives found more than 127 pounds of meth in his car. While watching his home, a Prius backed into the garage and left minutes later. A canine hit on that car, and a search turned up another 86 pounds of meth nearly 5 pounds of heroin, and almost $90,000 in cash. The King County Sheriff's Office calls him one of the state's highest-tiered drug distributors. The bust was the final chapter in an investigation into a Sinaloa cartel-linked drug network that allegedly spanned King, Snohomish, and Skagit counties. After years of speculation, we've learned the truth. A lovely display of glass flowers in a Tacoma McDonald's is not the work of Dale Chichuli. For years, no one, including the owners of the Tacoma Avenue restaurant, knew whether the chandelier of amber-colored glass flowers was created by the world-renowned glass artist. It's been there since the restaurant reopened in 2000. The Tacoma News-Tribune, with the help of local historian, they determined the sculpture was the work of Dennis Mullen, another glass artist. Seattle is among the top best U.S. cities to ring in the new year. KIRO News Radio's Heather Bosch reports.
Wallet Hub compared 100 cities on things like fireworks, food, nightlife, affordability, and safety. Orlando ranked number 1 for New Year's celebrations, followed by Las Vegas, New York, Seattle, and Los Angeles. Analyst Chip Lupo says Seattle would have likely ranked higher if celebrating here wasn't so expensive. In fact,
Seattle is dead last, 100th in grooming costs, beauty salon and haircut prices.
But on the plus side,
plenty of nightlife options and music venues.
And Seattle won points for its fireworks show that lights up the Space Needle for a generous amount of time. Heather Bosch, KIRO News Radio.
This weather update is brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny this afternoon, and we'll have high temperatures in the lower 40s. It's currently 42 in downtown Seattle. I'm Ted Biener, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Yeah, it is time for the Jake and Spike Show. Somebody get him on the phone. Get him on the phone right now. Hi, everybody. How are you? Hey, I'm Spike O'Neill. Jake Skorheim is enjoying time with his family. We welcome you to that week that time forgot, the week between Christmas and New Year. How many people, raise your hand in the audience, how many people don't know what day it is? How many people are in a cheese-induced coma, sitting in front of a TV, waiting for the next bowl game to start? In about 3, 2, 1. Welcome, everybody. Jake says I mentioned with his family. Luke Ducey's sitting with us, going to start the show off with a little bit of news about the most technically savvy airport on the face of the earth, I would say.
It's pretty cool stuff.
It's amazing stuff.
I think it might blow some people's minds.
Yeah. Laura, of course, is here, going to produce the show today. Brady's on the board today. It's that team that cares enough about your day to give up time with our families, come in and get you through this week. This week of it's actually a holiday week. So many people get to take this time and spend it with the ones they love. We are happy to be here because we're spending it with you, some of the ones that we love from a distance. 500 feet, the judge said. Anywho, welcome to the show. Ted Biener was doing the news and said that Seattle is, was that Heather? Heather had this piece. That Seattle is the number 2 New Year's Eve destination in America?
That's what it said.
Was New York? Did they bow out for repeated victories? How does New York not be first off the number 1?
Well, I think number 1. Well, actually, number 1 was Orlando,
right?
And then number 2.
We'll talk about that.
When you lived there,
I lived in Orlando for a year, and I can't.
Was it number 1 for New Year's?
It was number nothing. No, Orlando is Disney. Everything about Orlando. I mean, I haven't lived there. To be fair, I haven't lived there in nearly 40 years, 39 years. But the center of the state, geographically close to nothing fun, unless you like man-made lakes, which are everywhere. It's all about Disney.
And then Las Vegas was on there too, so I can imagine.
Sorry to correct you guys. We were 4th.
We were 4th. Thank you.
It went
that makes more
Orlando, New York, Vegas, here.
So my entire tirade is ridiculously based in misinformation. Thank you, Mayor. No, okay. New York should be number 1. Have you ever done Times Square in New Year's Eve?
I have not.
My kid lived in New York my oldest lived in New York for 8 years. And I think maybe the second year they were there, they made their way to Times Square for New Year's Eve. And because that's once in a lifetime is plenty. It's the kind of experience, You remember the victory parade the Seahawks had in 2015, where 250,000 people packed downtown Seattle. You had to dedicate a lot of time to get in, make massive plans and concessions to be there, be close to the action. That's New Year's Eve. People literally, I swear to you, people wear adult diapers.
Oh.
And for the reasons, because once you get in, if you can get out, you can, but you can't get back in. You won't be able to get back to where you were. People get in there early in the day and literally stand on their feet for 12, 14 hours.
That makes sense. You're going to be in there. It's
You're
an
in
all-day thing.
It's an all day, all-night thing.
Maybe if I was younger, in my 20s, I mean, I would love to hear what Laura has to say, obviously, but I'm older, and I do that does not sound appealing to me.
I would do it once for the experience. I just wouldn't drink water all day. Like, I don't. There's other alternatives to
That's a sawdust
diaper.
fast, I believe they call that. A dehydration fast. That's smart planning. I can see Vegas, of course. It is nothing but glitter and celebration every night.
Expect it.
Every night is New Year's Eve in Vegas.
Right.
Right, pretty much. And Orlando, again, it's all about Disney. And Disney on the holidays is massive. It's unbelievable. I spent one Christmas at Disney. Worst mistake of my life. It's beautiful. Nobody decorates like the Diz. I mean, as you can imagine, it is beyond festive. But it is also the busiest. Christmas is the busiest day of the year. New Year's Eve is second at Disney World, Disneyland, both parks. Busiest day of the year.
You know what they did? I am really like diving into an area that.
No, do it.
Okay. Other than the
We
story
got
that
3
I'm here
hours to spend with our friends.
I'm here
Boss
to report
isn't
on
here.
a story. And
I know. We'll get to news.
Well, here's what Disney has perfected hospitality.
Absolutely.
And what a lot of people don't know, I read this in a book somewhere. I can't remember which book, but anyways, what they do is they have these listening posts, and they also train staff to listen to conversations going on, not to jump in the middle.
Not
of
with
it.
the government.
No, they're trying to listen for someone like, that really stunk, or I didn't have a good time doing this, because they will take that information, they will find out who you are, and they will correct it or make some kind of
concession
gesture later on.
Yeah,
they will find you and they will fix it. They were the first ever to do something like that. And now people come from all over the world to go to these places to intern and then study also how they do
customer service interaction.
Yeah.
You know who else? It's another sidebar as we're going off the cliff of a what's that word? Non sequitur.
Yeah.
Nordstrom.
Oh, yeah.
Customer service.
Yeah.
Paramount.
Solid.
Number one, customer service. People go and work for Nordstrom for a brief period of time just to get the customer service experience to then take it out into the world and do it in whatever business and venture eventually they get into.
And they're fantastic at that. You know what that makes me do is if I feel like, I don't, they welcome a return or whatever it is. It didn't fit or whatever it was, or it got
prom
ripped,
shoes
it
with prom
something.
shoes that go back the next day. The Nordstrom rack is littered with sweaty footprinted
But it
shoes.
makes me feel bad because they're so nice about it.
But that's their investment in their business model. Yeah. Don't feel bad about it. You're helping them. To your point about the Disney observations of customer experience to help improve and amend a bad experience to make sure that you love your experience. That's what good customer service is. These days, retail is evolved. I was in car sales for a long time, almost 12 years, or almost 10 years. And between the various elements of the car business, I was raised in the car business. Nowadays, the all retail experience, I think, has become flattened with regard to who can offer what better services, better deals, I should say, better deals. It's all about customer service. That's the only differential that businesses have these days, because everybody can give you the same price. And we hear car dealerships advertise that specifically. A lot of people can sell you the car for the exact same price. The difference you're going to experience is how we treat you as a customer, how we value you as a potential repeat customer. That's what makes Disney what it is, and that's why Disney ranked number 3, you said, Brady? On Orlando was number 3?
Orlando was 1, we were 4.
I see, I'm still in holiday mode.
Disney must have ramped up.
I probably should have put eggnog in my coffee cup today.
It's funny because when you said what day is it, raise your hand. I rose my hand, and I've been working all morning as well. I forgot a couple of times what day it is. I forgot. A heck of a week.
I forgot what yesterday was, and that was my anniversary.
Oh no!
Yeah. Yep. My eldest texted, "Hey, by the way, Dad, happy anniversary to you and Mom." I'm like, "Oh, by the way, kid, thanks."
Yeah. Saved you.
Yeah. Well, it was my wife. It's been 34 years. We're over the glitz and the glitter and the tinsel.
Totally.
We're just happy to be there, happy to be together. Okay, to the news. This holiday season, I forgot to mention why we're number 4. Seattle's number 4.
Yeah.
I want to say this before we move on from the New Year's Eve story. We have the largest structurally bound fireworks display in America attached to the Space Needle. That's how they classify it, as a structurally bound fireworks display.
Not from the ground.
Not from the ground.
Firing from the ground
not
up.
from the groundworks or the barge in the lakes or whatever it might be. I love you ever see New York City's firework display?
Yeah, with all the
bridges,
and
the bridges and the barges.
Oh, and they do it off the bridges.
Oh, they do it off the bridges. It's like it's incredible, incredible. Can't believe they lost out to Orlando, Florida.
Orlando,
Crazy.
baby. Disney must have upped the game.
They must have.
They're doing something we didn't.
They upped everything. The ticket prices at Disney are. I don't know if you've been to Disney in the last.
Because you're paying for New Year's.
You're paying fireworks costs. Let's talk about SeaTac Airport now. We come to realize there's a story you put together today. It's on mynorthwest.com. You take a look at it. How AI has made Seattle one of the most efficient airports in America, and how they use AI to...
Yeah, a whole nother list that we should be having right now is the tech, incorporating tech into what they do. And, SeaTac should be number 1 on this list. This stuff just blows my mind. I was talking with Perry Cooper a while back ago, who's a spokesperson for SEA, and I said, I ran the idea past him. I do a series of stories called Tech Talk and Tech Talks, I guess, if you would, just about tech and how it helps us in our everyday lives. And he said, we've got a lot of examples. Come on down. I'll show you one. And I went down to SEA and hung out with him and the ramp controllers. I'll explain that in a second. My mind was blown. So what they're doing is using AI and machine learning to tell whether or not your flight is going to be late getting to the gate, whether it's going to have to stop on the taxiway, and we've all been in an airplane where you sit there for maybe an hour or more sometimes, or if you get a push from the gate and then you just sit there because you got to wait to get out of the gate area. Well, let's start with here's why they're doing this. Because SeaTac ranks 12th busiest airport in the country. 12th busiest. But the problem is they are dead last among all medium and large hub airports for surface area, meaning they just don't have a lot of surface acreage for all those airplanes coming in and out, especially in the area of the ramp, where the gates are. So as SeaTac grows, what they needed to do something, and they knew that, and they started years ago to better organize operations on the ramp. So this system helps to make operations more efficient, allowing a plane to turn more quickly for its next leg. Like, for instance, they'll measure when did the refueling truck arrive? Did the cleaning crews arrive before the baggage handlers? And how do we figure out how to make that more efficient? We'll get into that more in just a minute on how and why they do that. But first, if you don't know, as I didn't know at first either when I was developing this story, FAA controllers, they bring you in for a landing. They're
the guys with the map of a million planes.
Take off. You're cleared for take off and runway, whatever it is. 24 left. I'm making that up. They also help with taxiing. Okay, go ahead and taxi to a certain point. Then you cross a magic line. And when you cross that line, then the ramp tower controllers take over. And they're the ones who get you through the mess of getting to a gate in and out of the gate.
That's ground control, basically.
Ramp controllers. So I was with ramp controllers when I saw this system, which is a computer system that shows them a couple different things. Which inbound and taxiing flights have a green tag associated with them on a screen of all these airplanes on a screen, because AI has predicted that they will be on time to their gates. Or they see airplanes that are tagged in red because AI has predicted that they will be late getting to their gates. Here's airline scheduling coordinator Samer Thierry explaining a little bit more. This gets crazy here.
You could be as far south as Oregon or even a bit further south than that. And not only will the airport, but air traffic control, the TRACON, and other significant stakeholders of the airport will already know if you're going to have to hold or not based off of these AI predictions.
So you could be on a flight 3 hours out, and they already know that you're going to be late to your gate by 1 minute and 13 seconds.
Amazing to me. Well, you're right. It's all about technology. And you would think that we, being the technology hub, I think, of the nation, I mean, Silicon Valley, but we have so much here. We have so much brain trust here, so much brain power here. We use all these different factors to make sure that the experience isn't just pleasant for the traveler, but efficient for the world of the country's smallest footprinted airport. There's not room to expand and add services. You have to make the most. It's like playing Jenga, I would think, or some game where you got to literally feed every tiny little moving part. It's like a Swiss watch of efficiency at SeaTac. Imagine if they didn't have this technological advantage over other airports. what kind of shape it would be.
Well, they didn't. And here's the thing. With this AI, now I'm going to get into how they're doing this, which is really crazy. But what they're finding now is they were the first to use this AI system that I'm about to tell you about more about. And now airports around the world are coming to them into SeaTac. They fly in just to learn it and figure it out. And how are you doing this? And we're not talking about small regional airport. We're talking about JFK, Rome, airports around the world, Toronto, Berlin. They're all using the system. SeaTac was the first. Now, here's how they are doing this. So let's talk about machine learning real fast. At each gate, they have 3 or more cameras that record about more than 30 operations that are performed on a plane, like putting the chocks in place, attaching power and other things to the plane, refueling, restocking, baggage operations, et cetera, et cetera. So they use machine learning. They had to actually teach their computer system that, hey, this is right here, that part right there, that's a fuel line. And when that looks like that in that position, that means it's refueling. So they had to do that for more than 30 different operations. When this flap on the plane looks like this, that means this operation is going on. And it had to learn and collect all that data, which it did. And it does. It still does every day. So next, they use that data, incorporate it with another system, an AI system that can predict if a plane will be late getting in or out of the gate and by how many seconds based on all the data and the averages, et cetera, et cetera. So it's not only just helping ramp controllers. They share that with the FAA, air traffic controllers. They share that with the airlines. So they're all looking at the same screen at the same time with the same data to compare. Ed Appleberry, who is in charge of SeaTac's ramp controllers, he tells me, back in the day, what you have to do is a plane lands, you use your binoculars to see, okay, what flight is that? Okay, here's the flight. We got the tail number. Okay, they're supposed to be here at this gate. They're going to be late, so we got to get on the phone.
Get on the phone.
Call the FAA.
Right.
Can you hold them here? Call the call the airline at the gate and say, hey, and then you have to make all those sequences of phone calls again with your binoculars to get them in and get everyone moving in the same direction. Now it's all just on one screen. It's pretty amazing, and it's all in real time. Here's Ed. I got to give Ed a soundbite here because he has been doing this for decades and decades. Started in the military and has been doing this for a generation.
It feels like every time we talk to an aircraft, we can do a little extra work, a little extra coordination, and find a way to be more efficient and save them 2 or 3 minutes of taxi time. That's what we like to do.
Yeah.
And that they stack up, those 2-3 minutes here, 2-3 minutes there, stack up and push people off schedule, push planes off schedule. And we've seen how one weather-related closure anywhere along a flight route will muck up the works in a dozen cities, 100 cities. So every little tweak they make. I used the Swiss watch of efficiency earlier as an analogy. That's exactly what they're doing, but it's like the watch is learning how to work better as it works.
Isn't that crazy?
It's funny because you're doing this Tech Talk series, and I love it because AI terrifies me. And we're going to have a story a little bit later in the show today about how AI is misinforming people, purposefully misinforming people, because it gets more eyeballs, more clicks than solid, true information, and how it's steering our opinions and our ideologies and our political leanings through AI and the dangers that that's presenting to us. When you bring these stories of AI being it's just a tool. A gun is a tool. In the wrong hands, it becomes a weapon. It becomes disastrous. AI has the same potential for damage. I hear so few stories about how AI is a positive force or influence in how we live our lives. This is the perfect example.
And a lot of us, I think for a lot of us, it's because AI, we don't see how it's working in the business world. And what's happening in the business world is they're using it in a lot of ways where computers are talking with computers now. Think about I don't know, what do you call it? Automation line, like automobile industry. Let's say you got robots.
Assembly line.
Yeah. Assembly line. That's the word I was looking. God, it's Monday.
It's
the Monday after the holidays, man.
We shouldn't even be here.
My brain is fried.
This is all bonus time for our boss.
Got to ramp up. Need more caffeine. More caffeine.
AI.
So if you think about that, you've got a lot of different data sets. You've got data that is held on the edge technology, which is right there where the robots are, because you need that data really quick. You cannot have any delay in that data, because if a robot stops for just a split second, then that operation gets off, right? Then you have data that just goes to the cloud. Don't need it right away, even though it's pretty instantaneous if you need it. So you've got all this data that's being organized in different ways, and instead of a human being in the middle of that now, what's going on in the AI world and for businesses and large corporations is you got a computer talking to a computer with all this data. It's helping organize it, helping it go through it really quickly. What do we need to do now, right now? That's what AI is doing. That's why a lot of us don't realize it, because we're not doing that. We're figuring out how do we use it ourselves.
How does it make our life better?
Exactly.
And you talk about AI driving people out of the workforce. Nobody wants to do that job. That anxiety, crazy, stressful. Nobody wants that. It's great news. Luke Ducey, thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you for having me.
When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the holidays. Christmas came and went so fast. It's already over in my house. I'll tell you how the quickest close down of Christmas in my life just took place. It's the Jake and Spike Show. I'm Spike O'Neill. We'll be right back.
Charbonnet breaks the tackle and he's in. Touchdown, Seahawks!
Setting up the biggest game of the season.
A critical, huge NFC West battle against the San Francisco 49ers.
It's a heavyweight fight. Winner of the game wins the division. Winner is the number 1 seed.
Holy catfish!
It doesn't get any bigger than this.
Let's go do it. Let's go rip it.
Seahawks 49ers. Saturday, kickoff at 5.
On KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Hi, I'm Dr. Shelley Flace with today's tip for kids from the American Academy of Pediatrics. Kids are full of energy, but keeping them active in their teen years can be a challenge. Aim for an hour of physical activity every day. If they like sports, that's a great place to start. Keep the focus on fun, not winning, and encourage your child to do a variety of activities. If your child isn't meeting that 60-minute goal, gradually increase their activity in ways they enjoy. For more, talk with your pediatrician or visit healthychildren.org.
Everybody loves the season of giving, but now the season of paying for it is upon us. That not-so-wonderful time of the year when millions of Americans open their credit card statements, stare in horror at the balance, and resolve then and there to find new ways to save money. If you're among those Americans, why not start by cutting your wireless bill in half right now with Pure Talk's Saver Plan? It's easy. You'll get unlimited talk, text, and 3 gigs of high-speed data on a super-fast, nationwide 5G network for just $20 a month. Just dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and you'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Ho, ho, ho. And if you're active or former military or a first responder, you'll save an additional 20% every single month. That's pound 250. Say Mike Rowe for the gift that keeps on saving from America's wireless company, Pure Talk.
Hey, this is Sully.
This is Nate.
And we're from the traffic desk, as you know. I get you to work in the morning.
I try to get you home in the afternoon.
Yeah, try is right. A little harder in the afternoon, I've noticed, when I fill in for you than in the mornings.
Yeah, well, it's the people I work with, I think.
Yeah, that's probably it. This time of year, I want to tell you how much we kind of feel honored to do what we can to help you guys out. Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year.
From the whole team at MyNorthwest.com and KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu, medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
Looking for something new? Try fencing, the Olympic and Paralympic sport that mixes speed, strategy, and fun. It's like chess meets cardio. Quick feet, quick decisions, and a satisfying beat when you score a point. Kids, teens, and adults can start anytime. No experience needed, and many clubs have loaner gear. Coaches teach fundamentals and safety from day one. Find a beginner class near you at usafencing.org/tryfencing. That's usafencing.org/tryfencing.
Cars for Kids reminds you time is running out to donate your car for 2025. Call 877-CARS4KIDS now to secure your 2025 tax deduction and vacation voucher. That's Cars with a K.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Ted Biener. A memorial service honored the life of a fallen state trooper this weekend. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has more.
Remembering the life of Trooper Tara Marissa Guting inside Tacoma's Life Center Church.
We cherish Tara's love, her joy, her happiness.
Fellow troopers expressed sorrow and grief after she was killed in the line of duty after being struck by two cars along State Route 509 in Tacoma December 19th. Police are still searching for a second vehicle and driver who hit her. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
A head-on collision in the Olympia area has taken one person's life. The crash happened around 8:30 Saturday morning on South Bay Road near 8th Avenue in Northeast Olympia. According to the Olympian newspaper, the driver killed was identified as a woman, but other details have not been released. Her medical exam is set for Tuesday. Brian Cole has confessed to placing two pipe bombs on Capitol Hill the night before the January 6th Capitol attack. The Department of Justice released a memo outlining what Cole allegedly told investigators and reveals a possible motive. CBS News Justice correspondent Scott McFarland.
They say he told agents he was glad the explosives didn't go off and that he placed them near the Capitol at night because he did not want to kill people. When asked his motive, they say Cole said something snapped.
Brian Cole has not entered a plea but will appear at a court hearing for a judge to decide if he'll remain held in jail while his case is pending. For just the third time in franchise history, the Seattle Seahawks have 13 wins after a 27-10 win against the Carolina Panthers yesterday. All season long, the Seahawks defense had another dominant performance.
Young has time, going to let it fly, got a man out there, it's intercepted. Turning upfield is Julian Love, 45-40, down the far sidelines, 30, knocked out of bounds. And Seattle's going to have the ball inside the Carolina 30, the second straight takeaway.
Seattle held the Panthers to just 139 total yards, recording 2 sacks and an interception and a fumble recovery. Seahawks have an opportunity to make history, taking on the San Francisco 49ers in Santa Clara Saturday night, a shot at their first 14-win season in franchise history. The game also means all the marbles are on the line, determining who will clinch the NFC's top seed in the playoffs for a first-round bye and home field advantage throughout the postseason. Hear every Seahawks game right here on 97.3 KIRO Radio. On Wall Street, well, it's another down day, but things have recovered a bit here as we head into the afternoon. Dow Jones is down 165, NASDAQ 103, and the S&P is down 19 points. KIRO News Radio traffic, here's Nate.
Thanks, Ted. We've got a disabled vehicle here in Seattle fully blocking the Mercer Street on-ramp to South 5. You cannot access South 5 right now from Mercer. South 5, the main line, is filling in between Northgate and the Ship Canal Bridge. Still an easy 20-minute drive between Linwood and Seattle. If you're heading to SeaTac Airport, we're seeing improvements on the expressway. In fact, that has cleared out. The only backups now are along the terminals. If you're driving through Gorst this afternoon, eastbound 16, just past those car dealerships, roadwork has traffic building on southbound 3 along the inlet, about a 2 to 3 mile solid backup right now. JBLM South 5, we've got a brief backup near the main gate. Otherwise, that drive between Tacoma and Olympia is clear, taking 35 minutes. And a reminder, Highway 2 has reopened east of the summit between Stevens Pass and Leavenworth. The 20-mile stretch, however, between the summit and Coles Corner, drivers are alternating through a single lane via a pilot car. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. This weather update is brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny this afternoon with highs in the lower 40s. Dry weather is expected to continue through New Year's Day with the next chance of rain on Friday. It's currently 43 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Ted Biener, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Thank you, Ted. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you had a wonderful Christmas. Happy holidays. I'm not going to get into that snake pit. You know what? When I wish everybody a happy holidays and a Merry Christmas, I kind of roll it on together into one because there are 14 different holidays that are designated between December 20th and January 1st. 14 different religious celebrations.
Name all 14 quickly.
No.
Did you say something about a snake pit?
Yeah, right. So we hope you had a wonderful holiday season. We didn't travel this year, the O'Neill family. Travel did become a factor in this fun we had planned.
Yeah, I heard you were talking about a 20-person dinner party.
20-person dinner party on Christmas Eve. So, as all of us do, we lose family members as time marches forward. And this last year, we lost an uncle on my wife's side. Uncle Lee passed away. And a wonderful life. Lived into his 90s. Just a wonderful, wonderful man. Local guy. And we used to spend Christmas Eve at Uncle Lee's house with his brother and all the children and all the cousins, my mother-in-law, of course. And we would get together, and they were musicians, string musicians, a viola, a violin. And there were enough musicians in the family with it between, guitars and pianists that we would all sing Christmas carols. And with Uncle Lee's passing, we wanted to get together this year. It was Uncle Dave, if you're listening. I know you listen to the show. We love you, miss you. Glad you had a great holiday. It was his wish to get together and play Christmas carols. He just lost his older brother, and Melissa was truly unpleasant. Mrs. O'Neill was happy to host. So we invited 20 people over for Christmas Eve to have a meal and some merriment.
Wow.
And perform Christmas and sing Christmas carols. One of Melissa's cousins was traveling from California, cousin Drew and his wife and their kids, and they were traveling by car. And got a late start, couldn't get into town until Christmas Eve. And so after...
Sounds like a holiday movie waiting to happen,
right?
Doesn't it?
After 2 days of travel, we knew it was just too much to ask them to keep going the hour and a half through from Olympia, where they're going to be staying, up into the North Seattle area for us. Anyway, half of the 20 people couldn't make it. When the son couldn't make it, the father and other brother decided to have Christmas Eve together, down in that neck of the woods.
That makes sense.
I love all my family, and they're wonderful people, and I'm the weird one. So you say if you don't know who the weird one is, it's usually you. I'm aware it's me.
There's no one weird in this family.
Yeah.
We're
Okay.
so lucky. Yeah,
I got you another mirror this year. Maybe you can look at. So anyway, we had 10 cancel. We had 10 show, and it was still mayhem.
And 10 people.
10 people was,
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people who post their meal on social media, but I should have pictured this pork roast. I should have taken a picture. I bragged that my Thanksgiving turkey this year turned out maybe the best I had ever done.
Mm-hmm.
The pork roast.
And you're the cook.
I'm the cook in my family.
Yeah.
I'm the guy. I made the best pork roast I've ever seen in my life. I pulled it out of the oven and put it on top of the stove to rest, and people were just in awe. Yeah, I was in awe. Anywho. We had a wonderful Christmas. I hope you did too. I know you had family in town.
Yeah,
you got together.
People flew in from all over, so we were 12 strong, which is just the right number to not fit into 2 cars when you're trying to go do things like, let's go to Pike Place, let's go see the gingerbread houses at the Sheraton, and
did you do the traditional Christmas celebration touristy?
All the touristy stuff. We went up to Cle Elum.
Somebody right on the roof, doing Aunt Edna on the roof. Yeah. You went to Cle Elum and did the cabin thing?
I went to Cle Elum and did the cabin thing.
As a group?
Yeah. We got so lucky. The day we drove in, it started snowing. And the day we left, it was raining. We left right before Christmas.
That's brilliant.
But we got to tromp around in the snow and do a little
nice.
Skiing and check out Roslyn. So cute.
That's really wonderful.
Yeah.
And so I bring this up because I hope you all had a wonderful holiday season and got to spend time with the ones you love. There was a couple of moments on Christmas morning. We, the family had gone their separate ways, and it was just us and the kids, Melissa and I and the kids. And there was the traditional get up, get in the house. Ryan and John showed up from their Seattle apartment with the 2 dogs. There was three dogs at the Christmas. It's magic. You got to just embrace the mayhem. Yeah. And plenty of dog toys. I think we opened more dog toys than human presents this year, which is lovely.
Do they have their own stockings?
Of course.
Well,
come on.
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot who I was talking to.
To me, memories are fleeting. I don't know. My memory is kind of not what it used to be, and I've always prided myself on a tremendous memory. But as I'm hitting into my early 60s here, it's just I have gaps and lapses. But I just stopped and took a couple moments and just observed. Somebody once gave me a really good piece of advice to just take a moment and look around when you're in a moment that you want to remember. Instead of taking a picture, stop and observe everything that makes that moment special. Watch your kids' faces. Watch the pups ripping around the house, playing with toys, blah, 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 blah. Watch the missus over there enjoying the smiles in the face. It was a wonderful day. And now it's over because we have a Christmas tug of war every year at my house. And it's not just which movie is on in the background, whether it's A Wonderful Life or A Christmas Story. Melissa and I have an ongoing feud where every time I look up, she's changed it back to Ralphie. And when she leaves the room, I change it back to
It's a Wonderful Life.
To It's a Wonderful Life, to George Bailey. And I forgot what I was talking about. Anyway, Melissa's, and I think moms have this, women have this in their life more than guys, because I'm a firm, aware admitter that Christmas is harder for moms. It all falls to moms.
More work.
Moms do the work. I can't wait to open what mom and dad got me and see that. What are we getting them? Look on dad's face every single time a kid opens a package from mom and dad. Dad has no idea what's in that box. Because
how much did that cost? Yeah.
Right? Women do all the work. So, Melissa, I have a very romanticized memory and opinion of Christmas because it was my mom's favorite holiday. I lost my mom about 10 years ago. So Christmas means a lot to us. And I like to revel in Christmas. I mean, it was up early this year. Melissa let me get it up early this year, but it's gone. Melissa, my wife, I love her to death, but she's smarter than me, and thank goodness for that. It's the only reason we have anything in this life is because she's smarter than me. She scheduled carpet cleaning, post-holiday carpet cleaning, because we had people over, for this morning. So Saturday and Sunday. I mean, literally.
I can already see where this is going. Evil genius.
Right?
She's an evil genius.
2 days after Christmas, we are boxing up ornaments. We're taking down decorations. We're, wrapping everything in bubble wrap and tissue paper and putting the bins away. And literally, I woke up this morning to come to work, and my house is not only is every memory of Christmas is gone. Oh, no. It's over. It's the 29th. And on the evening of the 28th, it was gone and out of my house.
Does that bum you out?
It totally bums me out.
Because I like to keep things up for as long as possible. January is not easy.
My birthday's late January. My mom used to leave Christmas up until my birthday in late January. I have made one negotiated concession from her, though. The Christmas lights stay up as long as the Seahawks are in the playoffs.
Ooh, that's good.
Right?
Yeah.
The Christmas lights stay up because it worked in 2014. I left them up. I took them down the next year, and they lost the Super Bowl. The lights stay up until the Hawks are eliminated, so I'm hoping my lights will be up until February.
I like that idea.
Thank you. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the twisted tunes of Christmas. People keep asking us if we were going to play any. We didn't. We played a few prior to the holidays, but Laura had a great idea. Let's talk about some of the most famous twisted Christmas tunes and what it took to make them. We'll have an example for you next. It's the Jake and Spike Show. Don't go anywhere.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan, presented by Carter Subaru.
The Mukilteo Ferry Dock is only 5 years old, but it already needs some repairs. Coming up in the final Choke Point of 2025, we'll look at why the repairs are necessary and what it's going to do to your trip between Mukilteo and Clinton. That's tomorrow morning on Seattle's Morning News.
Get all of Sully's Choke Points at mynorthwest.com and the KIRO Newsradio app.
10 athletes will face the toughest job interview in fitness that will push past physical and mental breaking points. You are the fittest of the fit. Only one of you will leave here with an iFit contract for $250,000.
This is when mindset comes in.
Someone will be eliminated.
Pressure is coming down.
Trainer Games on Prime Video January 8th. Watch the trailer on trainergames.com.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks VapoStick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel angry or depressed most of the time? Do you feel neglected or unloved?
Do you feel you attract people who tend to be compulsive or abusive?
Do you have money problems because of someone else's drinking?
Are you afraid or embarrassed to bring your friends home?
Do you feel that if the drinker loved you, she or he would stop drinking?
If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
More than half of all adults have a family history of alcoholism.
Not everyone trapped by alcohol is an alcoholic.
Families and friends are suffering too. Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Breast cancer is a tough battle for anyone to fight. But when you can't work, care for your kids, or even put food on the table, that diagnosis can be devastating. I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda, a plastic surgeon who is proud to support Northwest Hope and Healing. Our mission is to provide a lifeline for breast and gynecologic cancer patients. We cover essentials like food, utilities, and childcare, so patients can focus on healing. For more than 25 years, Northwest Hope and Healing has distributed over $3 million to thousands of local cancer patients, and you can help make a difference in our community. Join us on Saturday, January 31st for Cork, Fork, and Support, an afternoon of fine wine, gourmet cuisine, and inspiration at Mary Hill Winery in the heart of Woodinville wine country. Get your tickets now for Cork, Fork, and Support on January 31st. Go to nwhopeandhealing.org to learn more. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Your new home is ready now. D.R. Horton, America's builder, has new construction communities across Puget Sound and Central Washington, with more coming. Find your new home at drhorton.com. America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to the week between Christmas and New Year. I know some of you have time off, and we appreciate you having us in your home. Some of you have to work, as we do, and we appreciate you letting us get you through this week. It's one of those weeks that nobody really, and I feel guilty saying, we're letting the news of the day, we'll of course bring you the news of the day, the stories of the day that matter in your life, but we want to kind of reflect on life itself, on the holiday season that just passed, and how Christmas is a part of everybody's life. I think Christmas is very necessary. I said this with Jake before I took a week off, and Jake worked a little bit last week for you. That I think America and people in general, people the world over, I don't say just Americans, we really need the season. We need the holiday season, whether you celebrate, Hanukkah, we celebrate Kwanzaa, whatever it might be you celebrate.
There's 14.
14.
Keep going, Spike.
No. Festivus. First of the airing of grievances of Festivus. And Christmas. I think we need that moment to kind of reflect on what matters in our world, what matters in our lives and our family, the reason for the season, as I say, whether it reminds you of your faith, whatever it might be. It's necessary kind of pause and time out from the hectic day-to-day life that we all tend to lead. And, especially here in the news world that we work here at KIRO News Radio, we bring you the things that are important to know and necessary to make sure that you get through your day and your life and your year and your family's lives as efficiently and successfully as possible. Christmas. For me, Christmas took on a new meaning when I met Bob Rivers back in the 80s, late 80s in Baltimore. And I got to meet Bob and start working with Bob and come to realize that Bob Rivers had this, even in the late 80s, he'd already set a tradition of making song parodies. Twisted Christmas, the first Twisted Christmas album Bob made, was a year before I met him. And this particular cut we're going to play for you, we're talking about Twisted Tunes, Christmas tunes, Twisted Christmas. To make these songs, and I don't know if I know Jake, last week, Jake and Greg did their assessment of the best and worst Christmas songs of all time. Song parodies are a part of Twisted Christmas, is part of Christmas for a lot of people. I can't tell you how many people reach out and talk to us during the holiday season about how it's a tradition they share with their families and their kids and play these funny songs for them. To make these, we would have to decorate. Bob and his lovely wife, Lisa, would decorate their home like Christmas in June, because that's usually when the record label would like us to have the new record in so they can master it and produce it and distribute it in time out for the holiday season. So we would have to go in the 70, 80, 90 degree days some days and make Christmas songs. It was kind of a very surreal thing to, in your tank top and shorts and sandals, to go into a room decorated with lights and trees and stuffed figures and stockings and sing Christmas carols. A lot of them, we'll play a few of them throughout the course of the day today. This one we're going to start with this was on Bob's record before I met him, so I didn't have a hand in making this one, but we did get to make the video for it. We made a couple different videos for this song. This is the first song that got videoized. It's a parody of "O Come All Ye Faithful," and it was this one. It's funny because Bob made it before I met him, and Downtown Joe, our producer, met him. But Downtown Joe Bryant, who has gone on to become a teacher and the head of the radio program at Mercer Island High School, is a devout Deadhead with literally hundreds of Dead shows under his belt. New Year's Eve every year, we would lose Joe to San Francisco for 3 nights of the Grateful Dead and whatever merriment. I don't want to impugn Joe's, character, integrity, legality of being a teacher, but he would fully embrace the Grateful Dead and the Deadheads on Christmas Eve, or on New Year's Eve, I should say. And we made this parody, "O Come All Ye Deadheads." And let's play it now, and when we come back, I'll tell you about a couple of the videos that we made for "O Come All Ye Deadheads."
O come all ye grateful deadheads to the concert. O come grateful deadheads and camp in the streets. Bring rolling papers, don't forget your sleeping bags. Oh, come get us some floor seats. We followed them for 4 weeks. Oh, come get us some floor seats to see the Lord. Come all ye hippies, throwbacks to the 60s. Paint flowers on your van and don't wash your feet. Wear your bell bottoms and your tie-dye t-shirts. Oh, come let us adore them. We quit our day jobs for them. Oh, come let us adore them. Garcia's the Lord.
Isn't that angelic? You have to understand, we would hire the best musicians and the best choirs and vocalists. We have members of the Seattle Symphony playing on these songs. And to get these very accomplished musicians and vocalists into a recording studio and have them sing just the most ridiculous lyrics was also very surreal. These songs, these twisted tunes, people would nowadays, more so than ever before, people are making their own videos to accompany these. This was the first one that ever got videos made for, because there's so much bootleg footage of Grateful Dead fans and Grateful Dead shows, and the videos that were made for this were populated by, we made one where we went to a local coffee shop and gathered everybody in tie-dye and sang songs and recorded us doing the vocals on the song. But people have made videos for that song for almost 40 years. And they get better every year that they make them. So we appreciate all the fans' interest. We appreciate you guys telling us how much these songs mean to you and your family. We'll play a couple more as we go on throughout the course of the afternoon here, tell you some of the backstories. One of them, a couple of them, that are jaw-dropping to me. I can't believe how far these songs have reached and how many people have appreciated them over the years. It's the Jake and Spike Show. Oh, thank you for, is it Bing?
This is not Bing. It's Nat King.
Nat King Cole. I love it. Thank you, Andrew. It's the Jake and Spike Show, special holiday week edition. We'll be right back after these.
Come and behold him, born the King of angels. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Christ the Lord.
Happy holidays and Merry Christmas, everyone. It's John Curley from KIRO Radio's John Curley Show. Remember, the greatest present you can give is yourself. Your presence is the greatest present. Besides, it's really hard to re-gift your Uncle Bob. It makes a lot of noise in the box. From all of us here at KIRO Radio and the John Curley Show, have yourself a Merry Christmas and, of course, a Happy New Year.
From KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Breast cancer is a tough battle for anyone to fight. But when you can't work, care for your kids, or even put food on the table, that diagnosis can be devastating. I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda, a plastic surgeon who is proud to support Northwest Hope and Healing. Our mission is to provide a lifeline for breast and gynecologic cancer patients. We cover essentials like food, utilities, and childcare, so patients can focus on healing. For more than 25 years, Northwest Hope and Healing has distributed over $3 million to thousands of local cancer patients, and you can help make a difference in our community. Join us on Saturday, January 31st for Cork, Fork, and Support, an afternoon of fine wine, gourmet cuisine, and inspiration at Mary Hill Winery in the heart of Woodinville wine country. Get your tickets now for Cork, Fork, and Support on January 31st. Go to nwhopeandhealing.org to learn more. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
10 athletes will face the toughest job interview in fitness that will push past physical and mental breaking points. You are the fittest of the fit. Only one of you will leave here with an iFit contract for $250,000.
This is when mindset comes in.
Someone will be eliminated.
Pressure is coming down.
Trainer Games on Prime Video January 8th. Watch the trailer on trainergames.com.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks Vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
Start the new year taking active liver supplements from New Nordic. Online at Amazon or newnordicusa.com or at CVS, ShopRite, Meijer Grocery, or Wegmans.
Is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. A powerful winter storm sweeping across the northern part of the country is causing a lot of travel headaches for the Iowa State Patrol on I-35, which just reopened.
14-vehicle crash, zero visibility.
CBS's Rob Marciano is tracking things.
It's still strengthening. So if you live in the Great Lakes, you know what I'm talking about. Parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin, you're on the backside of this with blizzard conditions, and the front side, it's kind of warm and foggy. You're experiencing that all across I-95, but that will change from west to east as the front comes through.
Samantha Cheney reports from Boston's Logan Airport, where many travelers have been held up.
I didn't expect it to be this bad.
A Christmas trip to Boston scheduled to return to Atlanta last Friday.
This is my first time traveling between New Year's and Christmas.
For Francisco Rodriguez, is long overdue.
This is the third time I'm here at the airport because of delays, cancellations.
His flight, like so many others, were disrupted by the intense winter weather conditions this weekend.
So I'm just trying to get home.
President Trump is hosting Israel's prime minister at Mar-a-Lago to discuss phase 2 of the Gaza peace plan. CBS's Aaron Navarro.
We will see if there has been any progress, but again, any progress made with Netanyahu would have to be translated into progress with Hamas.
The president was asked about Russian claims of a Ukrainian attack on Vladimir Putin's residence. Stacey Lynn has that.
President Trump says he heard about the attack this morning.
You know who told me about it? President Putin told me about it.
But when asked if U.S. intelligence picked up on the strike.
Well, we'll find out. I mean, you're saying maybe the attack didn't take place. It's possible too, I guess. But President Putin told me this morning it did.
Ukrainian President Zelensky dismissed the claim and accused Moscow of using, quote, dangerous statements to undermine U.S.-led diplomacy and justify further attacks. Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
The man accused of planting pipe bombs in Washington the evening before the Capitol riot has a court appearance tomorrow. Yesterday, the Justice Department claimed Brian Cole felt someone needed to speak up about the 2020 election. CBS's Scott McFarland.
The defense attorneys in this case have argued that tomorrow, the Department of Justice should show its work to put up or shut up whatever evidence it has. They think the charging document is thin, and all of this seems to be based on the words of the defendant, whose family says he has a developmental disability.
Cole has not yet entered a plea. The bombs planted outside the DNC and RNC headquarters did not explode. On Wall Street at the closing bell, stocks finish lower. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
An officer-involved shooting early this morning. More on that coming up after KIRO News Radio Traffic. Here's Nate Connors.
Hey, thanks, Ted. You cannot hop onto South 5 from Mercer Street right now. We've got a disabled vehicle fully blocking the end of that on-ramp. We're about a good half hour into this. Options include Eastlake down to Yale or Fairview to Denny and then to Yale. The South 5 main line is crowded between Northgate and downtown. Linwood to Seattle still hanging on at a 20-minute drive, which isn't bad at all. Out toward Gorse, southbound 3 are jamming up as you head through Gorse due to road work on eastbound 16. Through JBLM, South 5, we're seeing building volumes now as you head through the main gate. Tacoma to Olympia is up just a bit to 40 minutes. A reminder that Highway 2 has reopened east of the summit between Stevens Pass and Leavenworth. That stretch is now open, but the 20-mile stretch between the summit and Coles Corner, drivers are alternating through a single lane via a pilot car with restricted hours between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. daily, basically daylight hours. And right now, Snoqualmie, White, and Blewett passes all look good with no restrictions. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Ted Biener. We are following a fatal officer-involved shooting in Pierce County. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has the latest.
Spokesperson Carly Capetto says deputies approached the suspect who was sleeping inside his vehicle after neighbors claim he fired a single gunshot outside their home around 2 a.m. in the Puyallup South Hill area. Capetto says deputies approached the vehicle and moments later radioed shots fired.
Deputies attempted life-saving measures prior to fire arriving, but the male was later proclaimed deceased.
No deputies were injured.
The Pierce County Force Investigation Team has taken over the case. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
An investigation into Washington's Fish and Wildlife Commission is running long. The Washington State Standard reports it may be February before there's a final report instead of the end of the year. Governor Ferguson ordered the investigation last summer after the agency's own director raised concerns. A hunting and fishing advocacy group accused 4 commissioners of violating open meeting laws and ignoring mandates to maximize hunting and fishing. The Sportsman Alliance wants Ferguson to remove those commissioners. The state hired an outside investigator in June for $40,000. That contract has now grown to $64,000. Commissioners targeted in the complaint say the investigation is stressful and disruptive. One says she doesn't believe they crossed any lines. Ferguson hasn't publicly responded to the petition to remove them. A Tacoma man is facing DUI and vehicular assault charges after a crash that left a woman in critical condition. Troopers say he was driving a Mercedes on southbound I-5 Saturday night when he slammed into the back of a VW Rabbit. It happened near the Wapato Way overpass in Fife just before 10 o'clock. The VW had slowed for a tow truck on the shoulder. A 40-year-old passenger in the Mercedes was taken to Harborview in critical condition. A 9-year-old in the VW was hurt but is okay. The driver was booked into Pierce County Jail. A street in Tacoma has a new name thanks to family members of a long-time beloved pastor. On Saturday, hundreds attended a ceremony to rename part of South G Street between 19th and 21st as Curtis E. Montgomery Street. Montgomery founded Tacoma's Greater Christ Temple in 1959. Over 50 years, it grew from a storefront church to a larger ministry and a $3 million youth center. The News Tribune reports his 2 granddaughters led a door-to-door campaign to rename the street, which required 67% of nearby property owners to agree. This weather update is brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny this afternoon with highs in the lower 40s. The dry weather is forecast to continue through New Year's Day. It's currently 43 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Ted Biener, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio. With your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back, everybody. Yeah, a little frog in my throat there. Hope you're having a great day. Those of you back at it today, making sure America works, we appreciate you. We're here for you. And one of the ways we get you where you're going is make sure you know what roads are open, what roads are slowed down, what roads are still closed. And for that, we ask our good friend, Nate Connors, to sit with us for a few minutes.
Hey, hello.
A bird's eye view, because if you're not traveling by bird, you're just not traveling. You know
That's right. Yes, I do. I've said that for years. It's so true.
How was your holidays, brother?
It was awesome, man. Yeah, just real chill this year.
Good.
We had a sick kid, so
oh no.
It was a little more chill than we expected. Usually we team up with a family, we all gather just down the road.
Kids run themselves out.
Yeah, exactly. But this
parents
year,
sit in the other room and moderate respectfully from a distance.
Yes, that's it. There you go.
Yeah.
And it was just the 3 of us this year, and so,
nice.
Which it was nice. It was nice. So
you feeling better?
Yeah, much better.
He's not been back to school yet. Still got another week, right?
Still got another week off. Cool. And so he was down for about 4 days, high fever. He got that nasty flu that's going around. It is nasty.
Did he get to school?
No. Well, I don't know. Maybe.
The bug was set at school. Usually what happens.
Yeah. So anyway, your Christmas?
Wonderful. Family gathered. As we mentioned, I was telling Laura earlier, we had 20 people scheduled for Christmas Eve. Luckily, and I love them, don't get me wrong, but luckily half of them couldn't make it because of travel. Because of travel delays from California up brought that side of the family off the table for us.
Airport or driving?
Driving travel. Yeah. Well, they just got a late start out of California. And couldn't make it up in time they arrived Christmas Eve from California, and it was too much to ask them to come another hour and a half north to our home to take in part of the festivities in a late evening and then drive back and then unpack their car after 2 days of traveling. It was just too much.
Yeah.
Just too much. Let's talk a little bit about what's open, what's closed, what people should still have to worry about, because a lot of people are still on Christmas break. They're planning different excursions as part of the holiday festivities. We'll talk a little about Leavenworth and Stevens Pass.
Yeah. Things are actually, I would say, more on the up and up than not. We're reopening roads. We'll start with, close by State Route 410. That's now open in both directions, so you can get to Crystal Mountain easy peasy now.
Nice.
No more pilot car or anything slowing you down. And in fact, that was really amazing work they did there. They patched that section up, that road, real quick. They bring in the big boulders first to set the foundation, if you will.
Because when you look at the photos of the post-flooding damage of that road, there was nothing there.
Right.
I mean, there was one lane, but nothing under it.
Exactly.
And for them to shore it up, to be safe. And
the
engineers do a phenomenal job. Is it WSDOT that does that?
WSDOT, sure.
Yeah. I mean, kudos to all these guys, because they're working putting in 1,000 different fires, if you will.
Absolutely.
Everywhere.
Yes, they are so busy across the state. And then, of course, the big one that opened up this morning is Highway 2 on the east side. So between Leavenworth and Stevens Pass, that section is open. But it's a huge delay, man. In fact, some of that section of Blewett Pass is still closed. So you have to go up. I don't know if you're familiar with it. There's a thing called the Chumstick Highway, which is just this narrow 2-lane highway. It kind of parallels Blewett Pass a bit, but it's tiny. It's not made for a ton of traffic, especially this time of year.
Right.
So you got to take that over to Coles Corner, and then from Coles Corner all the way to the Stevens Pass, it's 1 lane. And they're using a pilot car to take you through that.
Yeah, one direction at a time.
Yes, exactly. And there's a reason for that. One of it is to make sure drivers aren't speeding, because the last thing you need is a crash to close that one lane down.
Exactly.
So that's a good chunk of the pilot car being there. And of course, it's still a volatile situation. Something could close the highway down on a moment's notice, and they'll let the pilot car know, so stop the traffic, etc. So it's a long stretch. You're an avid skier and boarder if you're heading to Stevens Pass right now.
You are a lovingly committed.
But it is open.
Laura, you've got some tape from the governor's announcement yesterday on Highway 2 and the status therein. If we could play that for me, that'd be great.
At 6 a.m., we will begin a limited reopening of a section of State Route 2 from the east. So in other words, from Leavenworth, between Coles Corner and Stevens Pass. So this limited reopening will allow individuals starting Monday morning from Leavenworth to access Stevens Pass. And Stevens Pass can open for skiing, which is also extremely good news.
And they announced their lifts are running today, started today.
Yeah.
They're up and running, but if you can get there. What's the status on Route 2 west of Stevens Pass, our side?
Right. That's where all the skiers are. We're all waiting to get over there. So that's still closed between Skykomish and the summit. They do have a contractor working right now to clear that and, mend all that up, but it's not open yet. However, by the end of today or sometime tomorrow morning, we'll get the update from the governor on exactly when this stretch might reopen.
And we talked to the mayor of Skykomish.
That's right.
But back in the middle of the month or a week before Christmas or so. It's a great little Christmas town. They're having little Christmas celebrations up there. It's a great little place to visit. I know all the businesses and the residents are just, watching the calendar. I know the governor said it could be months before this is assessed, rebuilt, and reopened on the west side.
It really got hit hard.
So I know that Leavenworth has extended their Christmas celebration into February.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, that was announced right before Christmas as well, because these businesses, Stevens is as a ski resort. Of course, that's when you make your hay. Is when the snow's fallen. Leavenworth makes 40% of their annual income in the month of December.
Oh, wow!
And with the flooding and the closures, the road closures, they were just decimated. So. If you've got the inclination and you'd like to get over and spend some time in Leavenworth, they would love to see you. It's not going to be crazy crowded, which is a great news.
For sure.
I have friends who went over, did the slog around, and at that point you got to go 90, Blewett, back down 2, to come in from the east to get to Leavenworth.
Oh, okay.
Because you can't go across 2.
Right.
2's closed. So
That's right.
They did the whole 3 left turns instead of making 1 right turn.
Yeah.
You know how that goes. So, but it was lovely. It was festive, and the businesses and the people of Leavenworth, they're working overtime to make sure that you have the best experience you've ever had in Leavenworth.
I bet.
And it's crowds there, but it's not Christmas crowds, because Christmas crowds in Leavenworth can get a little overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good sign that they're there. So if you have the inclination, it's worth the trip, and they sure would appreciate your business, and they'll treat you right.
Right.
This is a PSA for Leavenworth and for Stevens
and they
Pass.
need it, and they deserve it.
They do, man. It's a tremendous asset to this region.
Mm-hmm.
The industries support a lot of people up there. Whether it's the skiing with Crystal Witches open now, the 410's open.
Yep.
Stevens, because you can get there, and if they would love to have you come in. If you ever one of those, if you yearn for the days of the 70s and 80s and even 90s, when you could ski at Stevens without feeling like you're overwhelmed by the population, now's the time to go.
And like you were saying, a lot of people, this is the week, a lot of folks are still off.
Yeah.
Get up there, spend a night or so,
There you go. Plenty of open space.
There is. And it's and the Pow Pow up there right now is just perfect. I know, right? In fact, I heard Mount Baker up north is the best ski area in North America right now.
Oh, because of the ski conditions?
Yeah,
snow
because they
conditions?
just got just feet and dumping snow up there.
So now we're going to have a dry streak and cold streak.
Yeah.
What does that do? I mean, you're my ski expert now. I've turned you.
Yeah, right. Well,
when you used the word pow pow, I knew you were the guy to go to. So now we're looking at it's cold. It's very, very cold.
Yeah, right. I don't know. Do you know the precipitation? Is it going to stop snowing?
Here, yes.
It is. Okay.
I can't speak to elevations. We got Ted Beener in the building. Why not ask Ted Beener? What am I going to look at you for?
I know. So if it's not going to snow, it's just going to stay cold up there. But it's not going to warm up. You're not going to lose any of that snow.
It's not going to. I hate when it gets slushy. That's when it warms up. It gets slushy.
Yeah, that's no fun. That's no fun.
Right on, brother. Thank you, my friend.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure. Thank you.
You're the best man going. All right, kids. So, Laura, what are we going to do next? Because we kind of.
Well, I kind of want to talk about Leavenworth extending their Christmas season.
Do it.
Because I wonder if that's something like, during COVID when they opened all those sidewalk cafes so people could eat outdoors.
Yes.
And then a lot of them stuck around, and now we have more outdoor dining options. I don't know why Leavenworth wouldn't extend their Christmas season through February every single year
on a regular
going
basis.
forward. I mean, maybe they get tired. Maybe they run out of stock.
Of Christmas?
Maybe the light bulbs burn out. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either.
I feel like if that's we've learned that that's their season, right? That 40% of their annual sales are in December alone.
Yeah.
Why would you not want that to also extend to
Why
January,
wouldn't you
February?
want that good feeling to last all the way in through Labor Day?
And can I say something about Leavenworth Oktoberfest? Because I was up there visiting family at their, I think I've talked about this before, the Alpine Lakes Backcountry Resort. Yeah. I went up in October to see the larches, and we popped over to Leavenworth because it's only 30 minutes down the road for Oktoberfest. It was swarmed. I have never seen Leavenworth. I mean, I grew up in the area. We used to go every other year, and you poke around, and it was busy, but it wasn't like shoulder to shoulder. Where's the bathroom? You can't get a table anywhere. Lines into that cute Christmas shop up there for Oktoberfest. I wonder if spreading out some of the Christmas magic and the Christmas cheer will take some pressure off of just crowd control up there.
That's a great idea. I can't believe I haven't done Oktoberfest in Leavenworth.
You haven't?
I have never done that.
But you've biked through that
I've
area,
biked,
right?
Oh, yeah, many, many, many times. Yeah, when Laura says bike, don't fool yourselves.
You're not on a cycle.
I'm not
cyclist.
I'm not a bicyclist.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a cyclist. I'm a motorcyclist, and Andrew can speak to this. It's one of that Tumwater Canyon Route 2, the part that's inaccessible now. That's some of the best motorcycle roads in the world. I mean, as you lazily, lean into those turns along the Tumwater in the canyon there, it's the Wenatchee River, right?
Is it the Wenatchee River? I thought it was a different river.
I thought it was the Skykomish.
Pull up a map.
We'll check.
Pull up a map.
Text us.
I believe that's the Wenatchee River that runs through there. I could be wrong, but I think it's the Wenatchee. And that's Tumwater Canyon that leads you into Leavenworth. The motorcycle riding in there is world class. We love doing it. I miss that my father-in-law who passed away lived in Wenatchee. We used to make regular pilgrimages through that canyon. We would always go, we would often take Blue when we had to get there, but when we had time to enjoy it, we would go over and do the canyon.
Yeah. Wenatchee River.
The Wenatchee River. It is Wenatchee River, yeah. Yep, you betcha. Wenatchee, apple capital of the world. That's a great idea. Leaving it open is a great idea through February on a regular basis. But, and I hope that this year isn't the measuring stick they use to decide if that's a good idea. Because, I know that the crowds are still going to be hampered by travel limitations because of the closures. I mean, staying open this year is going to be just a effort of sheer survival financially.
Yeah.
For Leavenworth.
And recovery, too, from the flood damage up there. I mean, the images that I was seeing coming out of Leavenworth, The city
itself, you mean flood damage?
Well, the river below it, Icicle Creek.
Icicle Creek.
just like covering the walkways that normally you wander around the the river and after shopping, and it looked like a lake.
No kidding.
It was beyond. Yeah.
So we hope they make the economic recovery. Speaking of economic recoveries, there's a study out that says downtown Seattle foot traffic is back to near pre-pandemic levels. Study came out that says we had 2.3 million visitors to downtown Seattle, foot traffic visitors to downtown Seattle. Couple that with the fact that crime is down, violent crime is down 51% in downtown Seattle. These are wonderful statistics for the city of Seattle and for entrepreneurs and businesses, retailers down in downtown Seattle. The new waterfront is beautiful. Laura, you've been to the new aquarium. I haven't been yet.
Gorgeous.
But it's gorgeous. And the walkability of the new waterfront.
I take every tourist there now without question. That's like one of my first stops.
We always did. And now that it's even more accessible, even more beautiful. But given all these wonderful good news, stories out of downtown Seattle, find out that businesses are leaving in record number. Downtown retailers are pulling up stakes and moving out of downtown. More have been announced. Ross Dress for Less is out. Nordstrom Rack is moving from these downtown locations. And you have to wonder if it is the environment that is downtown. We often talk about the street presence of those experiencing homelessness, the effects of drug-addicted people on the streets of downtown Seattle. It's a tough place to feel safe, let alone welcomed in downtown Seattle.
Let alone walking around with really big shopping bags.
Or your family, whatever it might be. Yeah, I think those are all probably factors in these retailers leaving. But when I heard the story earlier on the Gia and Ursula show and looked at these numbers and these big names pulling out of downtown Seattle, I look at other cities across the country, and there are a lot of factors that come into play in these decisions by retailers. And we're not alone. Every major city is losing major retailers, whether it's New York, San Francisco, Boston, Atlanta. They're all having these larger retailers move out of their downtown locations. And I'm wondering if it's not, it's probably got something to do with, of course, the environment that downtown is. I'm not going to try to brush it off as saying, it's the evolution of retail, but I think that is a factor that comes into these retailers making the decisions to leave downtown. We aren't the shoppers we used to be. We're not the workers we used to be. There have been a return to at work in-person work environments, but there has been a permanent change in how America works with regard to remote work. You can see that in the decline of commercial office space and the large number of vacancies in commercial office space, not just in Seattle, but every major downtown area. And we don't have people coming to work downtown. You can't all count on, these retailers can't count on just people coming to visit downtown to shop. Those people who don't work in town anymore, they don't populate the restaurants. They don't shop at the stores. They don't make little quick pickups as they go to work. It's a missing community from retail downtown. I think all these are factors that lead into why these retailers are pulling out. But I don't want people to just say, hey, it's because downtown is uninhabitable. And I know we get texters all the time saying, I don't go there anymore. Seattle's turned. It's not the city it used to be. First off, everybody, nowhere's the city it used to be. Okay? People who harken back to the romantic images of years gone by and yesteryear. I remember when this town was blah, 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 blah. Unless you want to go to Leavenworth and see, traffic from the 70s or the ski resorts when that's how crowded it was in the 80s. We've evolved as a people. We've evolved in how we work, how we shop, how we play, how we do all these things. We just have to make the best of where we are right now. And I can't convince Ross or Nordstrom not to leave downtown. But, I know that as the city grows, and I hope our new mayor lets common sense be her guiding light and not just the ideology of utopia, which she seems to leaning into on a regular basis. This city has incredible value, potential, growth opportunity. Of these retailers that leave, they're leaving spaces that other retailers can come in and see these new communities, these walkable communities that Mayor Harrell envisioned. And Governor Inslee seems to be behind, Ferguson, Inslee 2.0 seems to be behind. We're an evolving populace, and Seattle's an evolving city. It's not a dying city. I remember when that series came out, Seattle is dying.
Bah humbug.
Bah humbug,
I was down there for, we had lunch at Din Tai Fung with my family.
You had family in town, took them downtown.
Yeah, we went over to the Sheraton Gingerbread houses, and then we walked our way down to Pike Place and saw the fish get thrown. It was a beautiful afternoon. Everyone felt safe. it wasn't even a question whether everyone felt safe.
No, it was right. It wasn't because nobody's looking over their shoulders. And of course, there are problems. We're not naive or blind to the issues that the city needs to address and to fix. Of course, but we're a city on the up, and we need more people to say that out loud and experience it. And don't let the doomsayers. Then those tend to be the loudest voices. Seattle is dying. I don't believe it. I think Seattle is thriving, and we're booming up. I think that's the mission. It's the message and the mission for 2026. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more Twisted Christmas, a little bit more about the memories of your holiday season, a little bit more about what we look forward to in 2026. The Jake and Spike Show will be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
Happy holidays and Merry Christmas, everyone. It's John Curley from KIRO Radio's John Curley Show. Remember, the greatest present you can give is yourself. Your presence is the greatest present. Besides, it's really hard to re-gift your Uncle Bob. It makes a lot of noise in the box. From all of us here at KIRO Radio and the John Curley Show, have yourself a Merry Christmas and, of course, a Happy New Year.
From KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
To protect her home and family in a disaster, Karen was willing to wade through water, mud, and insurance paperwork.
Yeah, I can do this.
You go, Karen! By simply understanding and updating what her insurance covers and doesn't cover now, she'll be better prepared no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
The Closing Bell is brought to you by Trajan Wealth Management.
At the Boy Scouts of America, our oath remains. A scout pledges to be kind, helpful, and brave. We're committed to providing a safe and welcoming environment where scouts can establish the foundations of character that will last a lifetime. Our approach ensures the Boy Scouts of America is building the youth of today into the leaders we'll turn to tomorrow. The Boy Scouts of America. Building character is in our nature. Visit scouting.org to learn more about scouting.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
I'm worried.
About what?
Water.
Oh?
Hot water, if you really want to know.
Water heater worries?
Worried it's wearing down.
Running out?
The hot doesn't last like it used to.
So you're...
worried.
I got a guaranteed fix.
Let me guess. A new water heater.
Right, but...
that's what worries me.
Well, worry no more.
Why?
What you need is an Apollo Plumbing water heater.
Because?
We include Wrenchy's worry-free warranty.
Wrenchy's what?
Worry-free warranty.
Which means?
When it wears out, we replace it.
No extra charge.
As an A-List Club member, you're covered for life.
For life?
For as long as you're an A-List member. You get annual life-extending water heater flushes included.
So it lasts longer.
Right.
And when it needs replacement,
you're covered.
With no worries.
Because it's Wrenchy's
worry-free warranty.
What else would you expect from the Ready Right Now plumbers?
Apollo Plumbing.
Home of Wrenchy's worry-free warranty.
What about tankless ones?
Worry-free too.
Gotta love that Wrenchy.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Home Comfort Alliance installs the most dependable home comfort solutions, including Mitsubishi electric heating and air conditioning systems. Call the comfort people, homecomfortalliance.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. A team from Texas has now arrived in Washington, helping communities devastated by this month's floodwaters.
I have not seen damage like that, since the Central Texas floods.
KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman with more on the Minuteman Disaster Response Team.
They've ventured nearly 2,200 miles to help hundreds of homeowners in Whatcom and Skagit counties still reeling from this month's floods.
Helping one person makes it all worthwhile.
But the work this group is doing not only helps out homeowners, it's also helping out emergency management.
We can donate our time. It's not, it doesn't matter to us, but we can give it to Skagit County, and then they'll be able to get money from FEMA for our hours.
Team says it plans to stick around after the new year to help with recovery efforts. The Trump administration is taking a new approach now to investigating diversity programs at some major U.S. companies. CBS's Stacey Lynn reports from Washington.
The Wall Street Journal reports the administration is using a law normally meant to punish government fraud. The Justice Department argues that considering diversity while holding federal contracts could violate the False Claims Act. Google and Verizon are said to be among the major companies being scrutinized.
Now to the closing bell report. Downtown Seattle is losing yet another retailer. Ross Dress for Less will close its store at 3rd and Pike on January 16th. This is according to the Seattle Times. It reports the retail space has been listed for lease since mid-December. The Times also noting the closure follows a trend of major chains leaving downtown in recent years. Those include Nike, Saks, and the North Face. Check your freezer because some ground beef sold in Washington is now being recalled over E. coli concerns. Details from CBS's Jesse Mitchell.
Mountain West Food Group is recalling nearly 3,000 pounds of raw ground beef products because the meat could be contaminated with E. coli. The recall includes 16-ounce packages of Forward Farms grass-fed ground beef, which were sent to distributors in at least 6 states. The Department of Agriculture says no illnesses have been reported so far. Anyone with the recalled ground beef should throw it away or return it to the place of purchase for a refund.
Down day on Wall Street, the Dow lost 249, NASDAQ off 119, S&P also losing 24 points. And now to the real-time traffic desk at 1:32. Here's Nate Connors.
Hey, thanks, Aaron. We're looking good across the board. Just a few minor issues. Good news in Seattle, we cleared that stall from the Mercer Street on-ramp to South 5. The ramp is now open. South 5 main line remains crowded from about 85th down to the Convention Center. Not bad at all. Plan on 20 minutes from Linwood to Seattle. If you're heading through Gorse this afternoon, southbound 3 continues the struggle. You've got about a 3-mile solid backup as you head toward Gorst due to road work on eastbound 16 just past the interchange. South 5 to JBLM, we've got a 3-mile solid backup through the main gate. It's coming to Olympia's at 40 minutes. As you head into Sumner, southbound 167 at State Route 410, a collision that was blocking has now been moved to your right shoulder. You're left with about a 4-mile backup, though, starting back in Pacific. And on the water, the Port Townsend-Coopville ferry route is canceling the 3:30 sailing out of Port Townsend and the 4:15 out of Coopville due to low tides. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Your forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Looking at cloudy skies today, but no rain in the forecast. Highs in the mid-40s. Right now, 43 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Jake and Spike Show. I'm Spike O'Neill. Jake Skorheim's taking time with his family. Enjoy the holiday season. We're glad to have you along with us. If you're back to work today, we're happy to be a part of that, get you through the day. If you're home still with family enjoying the holidays, we hate you. We're jealous. No, we're kidding. We're glad you're letting us into your life. We had a wonderful holiday season in my home, partially because I am a slave to the kitchen. I'm one of those people that doesn't like help in the kitchen. Not that I wasn't speaking with like, hey, you know, like, I don't like people to help. Everybody offers to help when they come into my kitchen at the holiday season. They all come in. What can we do? How can we help? Get out of my way. Get out of my kitchen. I'm very territorial about my kitchen. Laura mentioned to you earlier, I do all the cooking in my house. I have a history of working in restaurants through my teenage years, my early 20s. That's how I spent my summer vacations, working in kitchens at the beach towns I resorted in. and I like to cook. It's one of my favorite parts of the holiday season. And I think it's everybody's, one of the favorite memories everybody has of the holiday season is the food that we get together and share. It's how I show my love, as my love language is seconds, thirds, and service is my love language. And I hope you guys had a wonderful holiday season and you enjoyed the food of the season. Are you a believer in all, Laura, that, you know, in fashion, they say people pick what we're going to wear 5 years ago.
Trend prediction.
Trend predictions.
Yeah. What was that Miranda Priestley quote in The Devil Wears Prada?
Oh, where they looked at the different colored blue cerulean belts and said, we picked this for you at a runway show, blah, 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 blah. People decide what you're going to wear. Then it starts at the fashion runways and then it goes to the designer stores.
You think you've made a choice that's exempted you from this industry.
Right.
Meanwhile, the sweater that you're wearing was chosen
for you
by the people in this room.
By people in this room. The same can be said for a lot of cases about the food that we eat. There's a story in the New York Times about what to expect from food, what food trends we will see in the coming year. And, you know, you like what you like, but we all go out and we all dine. We like to get out and enjoy different restaurants, whether it's a high-end restaurant or a national chain like a Chili's or an Applebee's or whatever, Outback Steakhouse, whatever it is, or if you decide you're cooking at home. People who know these things, there was a writer in the New York Times that said she met with industry, and I say she, I'm going to take back and look at the author's name because if it's a guy, I'm going to be embarrassed to assume. It was Kim Severson. Thank you very much. She met with industry leaders, restaurant owners, and various top chefs. What will be the trends in food in 2026? And, you know, much like Laura was saying, with fashion, it starts in the people who know, the trendsetters, and then it filters down through the cycles of American commerce to the smaller cities and smaller groups and of restaurant chains and eventually to your retailers, your grocers. For 2026, they see a return to what they're calling grandma core.
This is a word salad. Food maxing meets grandma core. So,
what is, I get grandma core.
Sure.
Grandma core, if I'm interpreting it correctly, means a return to comfort food level cooking, the things that remind us and take us back to a time in our lives, the pleasant, romanticized memories of food, like grandma used to make. Got it?
Yep.
What's foods? What'd you call it?
Food maxing.
That's
not what I call it. That's what the New York Times called it.
What is food maxing? Can you summarize that for us?
They are saying it is an era of strategic consumption. So protein shakes, superfood bowls, trying to get all the nutrients into one meal,
I've seen
up your
that.
protein content.
Yeah.
Make sure that what you're putting in your mouth really benefits your body.
It's not like, bigger portions. That's not food. That's my food maxing. They're talking about getting the most out of every meal, making it efficient for you.
Yeah.
And with a return to not a return to, an effort toward, efforting healthier eating. Food maxing, if you will. I mean, I can tell you how many retail chains are out there that are just bowls. Acai, is it acai, right? How do you say it? Or acai, I say, whatever. I can't.
It's okay. I lived in LA for a few years.
Is it acai?
Acai.
Acai. Fair enough. I don't eat the stuff because it looks like a bowl of,
it's
rabbit
very
food.
Purple. So they're saying that pickling is going to come back in 2026.
That's part of grandma core.
Course. Grandma core, but also pickling, I guess, is, fermented foods are great for like probiotics and your gut health.
Oh, so they do mesh the two.
So they mesh the two.
Okay.
Yeah. I love pickling things. I'm not a professional pickler. Like I'm not doing, boil water baths and canning stuff. But I've been pickling onions for years or pickling carrots. Yeah.
I love the taste of pickled foods. That zippy, tangy, snappy flavor to it. I love that.
Yeah. Vinegary.
Yeah.
And then vinegar is another thing on their list too. Apparently vinegar is going to be the ingredient of the year. This is going to be a good year for me. I like vinegary, pickly things.
And they're talking about swangy is the new spicy. What does that mean?
I cannot explain that.
Tangy's coming back as opposed to spicy. Okay.
My Gen Z.
I get it.
Swangy is the new spicy.
It's funny. Retailers in the restaurant industry, we talk about how hard it is to be a restaurateur, and we're seeing so many places. We're talking about the retailers, the major retailers that were closing down. Aaron just hit it again in the last newscast.
Yep.
We've lost a lot of big restaurants in town, and all cities have, because the margins are so thin in a tough economy when people have to make concessions about what they can afford in their daily family budgets. Dining out tends to be a luxury. The first thing that often goes from a family budget is when you get out and eat in a restaurant.
Well, I think several things on this list, from pickling to also they say backyard bounty. People are going to start growing more of their own food or like foraging around,
Foraging?
Yeah.
I get backyard bounty. I understand that. It's great. A little vegetable garden.
I mean, this feels like recession core or recession indicators to me, right? Oh, we got to pickle food so we can last through winter.
I was going to say, Grandma did that because that was the only way you could make food stretch the way they had to during the Great Depression and recessions.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a return to that? Are they prepping us? Maybe?
And tinned fish is on here too.
Tinned fish, like
tinned
sardines?
Fish. Yeah,
anchovies?
like a step above cat food.
Oh my gosh. That's expensive though.
Oh, it's so expensive.
Them tinned fish that's like...
I stocked up when I was in Alaska recently because the prices were a lot more reasonable.
Did you really? You brought home lots of tinned fish?
I brought home lots of tinned fish. We had it as a Christmas appetizer with like cheese, and I didn't have to declare anything. I was on a boat, Spike. We just sailed right through.
You were volunteering.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so
yeah.
You mean when you got 20 sacks of tinned fish in the bowels of the boat? And the good thing about tinned fish is the dogs can't smell them when they board you.
Yeah,
They're contraband.
True. Yeah.
Right? Meanwhile, the pot smugglers on the next boat over getting just raided at the yang, and you got tinned fish coming at your ears for the holidays. Good for you.
Black market imports. Yeah.
I'm not a... We don't get out as much as we used to.
For dinner?
Yeah, for dinners, for dining out and whatnot. I tend to cook at home. Like I said, I love to cook. It's my passion.
Mm-hmm.
It's how I show my love. But we did get out a few times this holiday season so far. And I think we're going to do it again before the holiday season is over. And we maybe get out, a fraction of what we used to get out. And we used to the restaurant 3 times a month. I mean, now if we go out once a month, we're probably lucky to do so and dine out in a restaurant.
You feel like that's a cost thing or a lifestyle thing, or maybe like a mix of the two?
Probably a mix of the two.
Yeah.
It's probably, I cannot believe how expensive restaurant dining has become. They say in the story that said that Chili's and Red Lobster had banner years last year. And I wonder if that's because they consolidated and closed a bunch of locations. I know that they were going through that phase of these, middle level chain dining experiences. Mm-hmm. They closed a lot of locations. They became much more efficient in how they do their business models. And if they say they had a banner year, maybe it was just with the food on their menus that people were leaning into. They took some of the food trends and made sure that those were affordable for their clientele. They know their target audience. They know their client customers. So they were big winners. A lot of restaurants you see these days are doing like price leaders, the super, I don't know what 3 appetizers for $19.99.
Yeah, like the triple dipper.
Yes.
Although that's a reference that only works in Spokane with Chili's.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess they're bringing the new one to SeaTac. There'll be a Chili's in SeaTac. Yeah.
Yeah, we lost all our Chili's, didn't we, here in the Seattle area?
Yep.
Red Lobsters survived despite the venture capitalist efforts to put them on. You remember what happened to those Red Lobsters?
Oh, yeah.
Why so many left? They owned all their restaurants' properties. And then the venture capitalists that bought the restaurant chains sold off the properties and made the restaurant owners, the franchisees, lease back the properties that they used to own as an organization. And it just made it cost of doing business untenable. And while venture capitalists got fat and happy and sucked the value completely out of that franchise, we the buying consumers, are the ones who paid the price by not having the restaurants that we loved available in the places that we used to go to.
Yep.
Well, it is the most fattening time of the year. And accordingly... When we come back, I'll tell you about one of the most popular Twisted Tunes ever recorded, the one we just named, and the story that went behind it was pretty amazing. We'll be right back. It's the Jake and Spike Show. Don't go anywhere.
The Closing Bell is brought to you by Trajan Wealth Management.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan, presented by Carter Subaru.
The Mukilteo Ferry Dock is only 5 years old, but it already needs some repairs. Coming up in the final choke point of 2025, we'll look at why the repairs are necessary and what it's going to do to your trip between Mukilteo and Clinton. That's tomorrow morning on Seattle's Morning News.
Get all of Sully's choke points at mynorthwest.com and the KIRO Newsradio app.
CVS Health supports people in the moments that matter, from picking up a prescription to connecting care. With nearly 5 million daily interactions and serving 185 million consumers and 1.5 million healthcare professionals, CVS Health holds a trusted place in healthcare. By simplifying care and improving health, we're helping people get the care they need. Learn more at cvshealth.com/investorday. This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
10 athletes will face the toughest job interview in fitness that will push past physical and mental breaking points. You are the fittest of the fit. Only one of you will leave here with an iFit contract for $250,000.
This is when mindset comes in.
Someone will be eliminated.
Pressure is coming down.
Trainer Games on Prime Video January 8th. Watch the trailer on trainergames.com.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
This is Ricky Rubio, point guard for the Phoenix Suns.
And I'm Holly Robinson Peete, actor and along with Ricky, ambassador for Delivering Jobs. We know that a job is empowering and instills confidence. Yet 81% of adults with developmental differences don't have a paid job, even though companies that employ people with differences report better morale and higher productivity.
There are 6.5 million people in the U.S. with an intellectual or developmental difference such as autism.
And now, thanks to Autism Speaks, Best Buddies, the Holly Rod Foundation, and Special Olympics, there has never been more opportunity to improve hiring practices and build a more inclusive workforce. Join me, Ricky Rubio, and these amazing organizations in supporting and creating pathways to 1 million employment and leadership opportunities for this talented community.
Visit deliveringjobs.org to learn more.
That's deliveringjobs.org.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-880-1212. That's 800-880-1212. Again, that's 800-880-1212.
I'm worried.
About what?
Water.
Oh?
Hot water, if you really want to know.
Water heater worries?
Worried it's wearing down.
Running out?
The hot doesn't last like it used to.
So you're...
worried.
I got a guaranteed fix.
Let me guess. A new water heater.
Right, but...
that's what worries me.
Well, worry no more.
Why?
What you need is an Apollo Plumbing water heater.
Because?
We include Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Wrenchie's what?
Worry-free warranty.
Which means?
When it wears out, we replace it.
No extra charge.
As an A-List Club member, you're covered for life.
For life?
For as long as you're an A-List member, you get annual life-extending water heater flushes included.
So it lasts longer.
Right.
And when it needs replacement,
you're covered.
With no worries.
Because it's Wrenchie's
worry-free warranty.
What else would you expect from the Ready Right Now plumbers?
Apollo Plumbing.
Home of Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
What about tankless ones?
Worry-free too.
Gotta love that Wrenchie.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Eggland's Best, the only eggs with more fresh and delicious taste, plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, with the kids jingle belling and
welcome back,
everyone
everybody.
telling you be of
I'm just not ready for it to be over. You know, Christmas night at midnight, the music stations in town that play Christmas music that have been welded into my car radio since the second week of November, they flip back to that lukewarm stuff they shoot at us all year long. The least offensive hits of the 80s, 90s, and today, or whatever they brand these stations as. I say that because I used to work at one of those stations. The best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today. Not sure what that means. Every size clothes in your closet. What does that mean? Anywho, I love Christmas music. I love this one, Andy Williams, the great Andy Williams. And that's what Twisted Christmas songs were. We would take the songs we love and we would ruin them for people. We would listen to, at least for myself and for Bob Rivers, some of the late Bob Rivers, who I miss every day of my life. We would listen to these songs when we'd pick our parody ideas. We'd pitch our parody ideas for one of the 7 Twisted Christmas albums that we made. Chipmunks roasting on an open fire. That was a real eyebrow raiser. And we would listen to these wonderful treasured songs that were part of the Christmas canon, part of people's lives and their memories and their traditions. And we would rip them to shreds. We took that particular Andy Williams song. Things about when it comes to parodies, you have to have 2 things. 3, if you count funny, because we didn't always. Funny was the last thing we worried about. Had to be a song everybody knew by heart and loved. Most wonderful time of the year qualifies. It had to be a subject matter that everybody can relate to, whether it's finding parking spots. On Christmas Eve, we had a song about that. Shopping around for a Christmas tree, to rocking around the Christmas tree. We did that because everybody can relate to that. And as we mentioned earlier, Christmas is the most fattening time of the year. Studies will show people just eat with reckless abandon. They know that the New Year's resolution is coming. They just it's the holidays. We lean into the holidays. It's how we celebrate life is with food. It's how we celebrate misery is with food. One of the reasons we have a food problem in this country is the solution to everything. It's the answer to every question. So when we made It's the Most Fattening Time of the Year, we scour the country for the best Andy Williams impressionist. And strangely enough, he is not the biggest star on the song, but we found Grant Goodeve, formerly of 8 Is Enough fame. Laura, you have no idea what I'm talking about. Maybe Andrew either. Grant Goodeve was a TV actor from a 70s sitcom called 8 Is Enough. He played the oldest son. He was a host of Evening Magazine for quite a few years. He's a Northwest native and icon. He is the vocalist who sang this twisted tune for us, but we knew the song about being fat and Christmas being the most fattening time of the year would not be the same if we couldn't get Richard Simmons, the crown prince of fitness, to take part in this song. So Bob Rivers, in his infinite wisdom, we approached Richard Simmons, who we'd met on a couple different occasions over our radio cycle of 25 years together. And we asked Richard to help make this song. And I mentioned earlier how we would decorate the house in Christmas regalia. So we decorated Bob's home studio in Christmas regalia, and Richard Simmons flew to Seattle and met with the family. And I can share pictures on our social media with you guys. I should have sent those to Laura beforehand, but we'll send them to our Facebook page. But let's play this now. Richard Simmons lends his creative genius to this Twisted Christmas classic.
Ha ha! Put on your seatbelts, everybody. Put on your food belts. Oh, no, it's not that time of year again. No, it can't be. It can't be. Tell me, pinch me. Tell me it's not here.
It's the most fattening time of the year, with that pumpkin pie filling and everyone swilling down eggnog and beer. It's the most fattening time of the year. It's the lip smacking season of all. While you're shopping, you're cheating, impulsively eating that junk at the mall. It's the heaviest season of all. There'll be turkeys for basting and stuffing for tasting, and giblets and gravy will flow. There'll be cookies that Mom baked and a leftover fruitcake from a Christmas a long time ago. It's the scale flattening time of the year. While your diet you're blowing, there's calories going straight down to your rear. It's a scale flattening time of the year.
Hey, wait a minute. I know there's food everywhere. Eggnog flowing out of fountains. It's like one big bar mitzvah. But listen, you don't have to do that. You could have small portions and make ribbons instead of fudge. You can do it. Please try.
There'll be after-meal dosing and arteries losing. Cholesterol levels will grow. It's too cold to go jogging, too brisk for tobogganing, so pass me a hot buttered roll.
Don't you dare touch that roll. I'm watching.
It's the most fattening time of the year. All those gingerbread shingles and chocolate Kris Kringles will tremble in fear. It's the most fattening time. It's a belt loosening time. It's the most fattening time of the
Richard Simmons was a panic and a treat and a joy, an absolute wonderful man. And he made that song really special for all of us, and getting him to take part in it and the experience of recording with him was lovely. We lost Richard Simmons in July of 2024. But he made that Twisted Christmas song really special for us. And Grant Goodeve as well, who still lives in the great Northwest. We thank him for his part in that song too. And, folks, if you're indulging this holiday season, just remember, your health matters. We want you around next Christmas. Richard Simmons was a caricature of a person, of a personality, but he really did care about people, and he knew 50, 60 years ago that America had a serious problem, and he did what he could to help draw attention to being healthier so we bear on longer. All right, we'll be back in just a few minutes, folks. When we come back, we'll talk to the Seahawks. We'll talk about the win in Carolina yesterday and what's coming up on Saturday down in the Bay Area. It's Jake and Spike Show. We'll be right back.
Thank you to all of our great KIRO News Radio listeners.
This is the moment.
For making the 37th year of Holiday Magic our biggest one yet.
It is a celebration that benefits Treehouse.
Thanks to your generosity and the important work of Treehouse, kids in foster care will have the holiday they wished for.
We ask you to give. You do. You always come through.
You can still donate. Just head to mynorthwest.com/holidaymagic.
More than 4,000 women are diagnosed with breast cancer every year in Washington state. I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda with Northwest Hope and Healing. We provide a lifeline to breast and gynecologic cancer patients, and you can help us make a difference. Join us for Cork, Fork, and Support, an afternoon of wine tasting and inspiration on January 31st at Mary Hill Winery in Woodinville's Wine Country. Get your tickets now for Cork, Fork, and Support. Go to nwhopeandhealing.org to learn more.
10 athletes will face the toughest job interview in fitness that will push past physical and mental breaking points. You are the fittest of the fit. Only one of you will leave here with an iFit contract for $250,000.
This is when mindset comes in.
Someone will be eliminated.
Pressure is coming down.
Trainer Games on Prime Video January 8th. Watch the trailer on trainergames.com.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10, $20, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-880-1212. That's 800-880-1212. Again, that's 800-880-1212.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Cammie McCormick. President Trump has wrapped up talks at Mar-a-Lago with Israel's prime minister on phase 2 of the Gaza peace plan. A sticking point is Hamas disarming.
If they don't disarm, as they agreed to do, they agreed to it, and then they'll be held to pay for them. And we don't want that. We're not looking for that. But they have to disarm within a fairly short period of time.
CBS's Aaron Navarro.
This is a ceasefire agreement that has stalled in recent weeks, to put it lightly, since it was first agreed to in October. And President Trump's objective today is to convince Netanyahu to continue to move forward and accelerate moving to phase 2 of this ceasefire and get towards a post-war governance in Gaza.
Trump also warned Iran against attempts to rebuild its nuclear program, and he said he spoke earlier today with Russia's president, who complained the Ukrainians had targeted his residence.
It's a delicate period of time. This is not the right time. It's one thing to be offensive, because they were offensive. It's another thing to attack his house. It's not the right time to do any of that, and can't do it. And I learned about it from President Putin today. I was very angry about it.
Ukraine denies the allegations. There is dangerous weather in much of the country, especially in the northern tier, where a storm has dumped heavy snow. And as it moves northeast, high winds are moving in. CBS's Bradley Blackburn has more.
Zero visibility and ice caused accidents from Iowa to Michigan to Minnesota, where jackknifed tractor trailers line snowy highways. The message to drivers, stay off the roads.
We actually had a semi who stopped in the lane, in the traveled lane, because they are having difficulty seeing, which then caused a chain reaction accident.
Scott McFarland reports there will be a court hearing tomorrow for a man accused of planting pipe bombs in Washington the night before the Capitol riot.
So much of what the Department of Justice is arguing is what they say Brian Cole admitted during a post-arrest interrogation. They say he waived his Miranda rights and started talking to federal agents almost immediately. They say at first he denied being the Capitol Hill pipe bomber, but then acknowledged doing so and said that something just snapped in him, that he had grave concerns about the 2020 election results, that he was on Capitol Hill at that precious moment of January 5th, 2021, as part of a protest. But there's little else in this detention memo from the Department of Justice that speaks to motive.
On Wall Street, stocks finish lower. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive. See why over 43 million drivers trust Progressive to stay protected on the road. See for yourself at Progressive.com.
Coming up, a report from the scene of a deadly deputy-involved shooting. But first, Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
Thank you, Aaron. Light volume so far this afternoon. If you're heading into Seattle, South 5, just a little crowded from Lake City Way in the downtown. North 5 is looking good. Both of our lake bridges are wide open. 405 looks great in both directions. Southbound 405, you're going to slow just a bit through Factoria, but it's not affecting that drive from Bellevue to Renton. Still a quick 15-minute trip. If you're heading through Gorse, southbound 3, there's a 3-mile bumper-to-bumper backup now heading towards Gorse due to road work just past the 16 interchange. And in Sumner, southbound 167 and State Route 410, collisions on your right shoulder. Looks like they're getting ready to clear this, though, but it's got you slowing down at the scene, and there's a 4-mile backup starting in Pacific. Renton to Puyallup right now is going to take you a half hour. Outside of this, though, we're looking really good. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granello. At least 3 Pierce County Sheriff's deputies were involved in a fatal shooting early this morning in the Puyallup South Hill area. Deputies say they approached the man sleeping inside his vehicle after neighbors claimed that man fired a single gunshot outside their home. KIRO 7 TV's Renji Sinha got a look at the suspect's SUV. Lee.
Shattered glass and bullet holes. We were able to get to the other side of the scene and saw a body in the street. It was about a half a block away from the vehicle. We are not sure what precisely led up to the death.
Pierce County Force Investigation Team is on the case. A memorial service this weekend honors the life of a fallen state trooper. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey with more.
Remembering the life of Trooper Tara Marissa Guting, killed in the line of duty after being struck by two cars along State Route 509 in Tacoma, December 19th. Friends and family expressed sorrow and grief, including Guting's older sister.
Small but strong, gentle but fierce, loving but unafraid to be a little wild.
Police are still searching for a second vehicle and driver who hit the trooper. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
First responders in Linwood recovered a woman's body last night after an apartment fire. South County Fire says more than 70 crew members battled flames that spread from the first to second floors. Icy roof conditions made it harder to fight that fire near Highway 99 and 44th Avenue West. 8 units were damaged, displacing 12 people, including kids. One man was treated for smoke inhalation. The cause of that fire is still under investigation. One more win for the Seahawks. They earn a first-round bye in the playoffs. Coach Mike McDonald telling 710 Seattle Sports.
Kind of is what it is. It's like we got to worry about that after. That's like a results process type of thing.
Hawks need to beat the 49ers in San Francisco to get the number 1 seed. It's a Saturday night kickoff at 5 o'clock here on KIRO News Radio. Weather update now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Looking at partly cloudy skies for today with some sun breaks. Highs in the mid-40s. Right now, 44 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio. With your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Jake and Spike Show. I'm Spike O'Neill. Jake Skorheim spending time with his family this week. I hope you guys are enjoying where you are, whether you're back at work like we are or you're home with your family like Jake is. We're glad you're giving us some of your day. Let's talk a little bit about Seahawk football. Aaron Granillo is going to hang with us a little bit. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well, man.
It's been a long time since I saw you.
I know, 2 weeks-ish, something like that. Yeah.
Did you have a wonderful holiday? So far, so good?
Yeah, no, it's been great. I was out of town, saw the in-laws in Arizona, Scottsdale, Arizona.
Boy, white Christmas down there, huh?
White in a different kind of way. Yeah, you got that right. Yeah.
It's like, I've done Christmas in the desert. It's it's magical. It's fun.
Hey, man, I got to say, I felt a little guilty leaving when I left.
The flood coverage?
Like,
yeah.
We were inundated with floodwaters left and right, and I land in the desert, and it's like 75 and sunny.
I know, right?
And nobody there knows about what's happening here.
Yeah.
It's like, did you hear about, Highway 2 is
gone for months?
I mean, countless homes and people's lives ruined by these floodwaters just before Christmas, and they're none the wiser down in the desert.
It's funny. It's funny because there are so many Northwesterners that have snowbird. I don't even say snowbird's the right term. Because that's a Floridian kind of a term, right?
Yeah.
But they have migrated south to the great Southwest, whether it's Phoenix or wherever.
Yeah.
So many Northwest transplants down there.
For sure, yeah.
I would think it'd be more popular or at least more aware.
Yeah, well,
there.
maybe my
I'm
family
sure. Yeah, maybe it was your family. Yeah.
Yeah.
And nothing disparaging.
Yeah.
It was funny, though. It was wonderful. Not funny. It was wonderful to see the community rally. I know you weren't here for that, and I'm sure you've heard.
Yeah,
but
no, I followed some.
People
I followed
came
the
out
coverage,
of the woodwork to help wherever and whenever possible. Whether it's volunteering to open, whether it's shelters or churches who were inundated with donations. People who had, in the spirit of giving, in the spirit of the season, and saw so many people in need and stepped up and delivered. That was such a wonderful thing to see from the natural disaster we went through. And I know it's going to be a long time recovering from this. And we had the federal government step in initially to declare it an emergency and give us the FEMA relief, with at least mitigating current situations on the ground. We'll see how the government plays in restoring the Northwest to its pre-flood conditions.
We all know,
federal
man,
assistance.
it's months long.
It is months long.
Yeah, if not years for some people.
So let's turn our attention now to the world of sport. because you were down in the Arizona desert, and it's Cardinal country. Been there, know that, right?
Yeah.
No Seahawk. There are quite a few Seahawk bars.
There are,
down in the Phoenix
I lived
area.
there for a while. There are a couple Seahawks bars. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You did live. You lived and worked in the Valley of the Sun.
I did, yes. Lived in Phoenix for, 10 years or so.
Wow, I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah.
You followed, of course, being a fan.
Well, of course.
Yeah. You know what my favorite assessment of yesterday's NFL action was?
What's that?
Rams now have 2 meaningless games. Because the Rams have no path forward. They're locked into their playoff
Are
spot.
they? Okay,
I believe they're
Okay.
locked in.
Yeah.
Because of their record against the Seahawks and their divisional record, if I'm not mistaken, they are locked into the 5 seed. I wish Brady was here. He could tell me exactly if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's funny now, either us or the Niners will be the 1 seed in the NFC on Saturday.
NFC West, man.
2 weeks ago, 3 weeks before the Thursday night Seahawk victory over the Rams were the darling of the NFL. They were all the powerings. They were the number 1 team. Matthew Stafford, clear front runner for the MVP.
Still could be.
They still could be, and he could easily be the MVP. He's got the credentials, got the numbers for it. It's not going to be Sam Darnold with all those interceptions.
No.
But that being said, now the Rams are an afterthought. They cannot possibly get to, given the Niners' win last night. If the Niners had lost last night, the Rams would still be viable for a chance to win not just the NFC West, but the number 1 seed.
Right.
Did you watch the end of that Bears game?
I did, yes.
So last night the Bears were competing with the Niners going down to the stretch. I think the Niners pulled the go-ahead touchdown to take a 42-38 lead with just over 2 minutes to go. And the Bears, who I'm amazed at the progress the Bears have made under Caleb Williams. Bears come down and play it to the final snap. They had a chance on the final play of the game to take the lead, and it fell just 1 play short.
Yeah.
Which leaves me, it's my segue into this next conversation of Saturday night. And is it where is that?
It's in San Francisco. Oh, Santa Clara.
Santa Clara, Santa Clara. Because I know they couldn't afford real estate in the Bay Area anymore. Even an NFL billionaire owner can't afford real estate in San Francisco. So the Bears just come out of nowhere, and the Niner defense gives up 38 points, and they came 1 play away from giving up 45 points in that game. I know the Niner offense has been lights out. I read a stat that I don't know if they punted last night. I think they did.
I think there was only one punt whole game.
But it was the first.
Like
it was the Rams hadn't, or the Rams, the Niners hadn't punted since November.
Really? I did not know that.
They had not punted in like 3 straight games.
Wow.
In their personal 6-game win streak, just to match the Seahawks' 6-game win streak, which plays them into a winner-take-all on Saturday night down in Santa Clara. Thank you for that. Let's talk about the Seahawks game yesterday. I'm sure you watched.
I did.
Are you at all concerned as a fan? I'm just taking your news hat off as a fan. Are you at all concerned about the need for this team to be a second-half team? To not be able to come out of the gate, because they've said for the last month now they want to start strong. Their intent is to start strong, and I don't know if they have the horses to start strong. They've had trouble running the ball. They had a pretty good day running the ball yesterday. Charbonnet had a pretty good game.
They had a very nice game.
Over 110, 2 touchdowns. A couple of big runs though that helped Pat, but his average was still over 4 yards a carry.
Yeah, and
that's nothing to sneeze at. But for some reason that they can't get going early in a game. Are you worried by that? Do you think given that San Francisco defense, can that be a team that can start fast against?
Well, I think because we're going to enter the playoffs in a really, really tough NFC, then yes, it's concerning because the offenses you're going against, San Francisco, Chicago, LA,
the Rams,
Eagles.
The Eagles too, yeah.
Although the Eagles are, they're good, obviously, but
they didn't have a point or a first down.
Second half, yeah.
In the second, or no, a point or a completion in the second half.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. But yeah, it has to be concerning. The one bright spot, though, is you trust the coaching staff, I think, for the Seahawks more than others. Second half adjustments that Coach Mike McDonald and Kubiak and Eden Dirty, the D coordinator, that they make, they seem to never miss. And the in-game management skills also of Mike McDonald, I think, are second to none. Do you remember the Pete Carroll days? Where are all of our timeouts?
Right, no,
in the last
clock
2 minutes.
management was just such a what the hell.
Yes.
For years.
Mike McDonald the moment never seems too big for him. He always seems to make the right call at the right moment. So even if the Hawks, let's say they are down a couple touchdowns at halftime, I think you have a shot. I mean, the biggest concern for me now, and I think as most Seahawks fans, is the quarterback play, because it's been inconsistent at best.
Yeah.
The last, 5-6 weeks from Sam Darnold. So run game is, I think, good enough between Charbonnet and Walker. Defense is obviously lights out. I mean, that's the calling card for this team.
This is a historic level quality
it's
defense.
fantastic. I mean, what they're giving up, 17, 18 points a game. And that's very, very good in the NFL. It's whether Darnold can deliver in the big moments, and that's been the question mark his whole career, really, but last season and now this season.
You know, it's funny because delivering in the big moments is going to be what makes the game win or lose. It's going to come down. You feel this game's going to come down to a play, a series late in the game,
right?
When somebody's got to deliver, when the chips are on the table.
The NFL, man, it's always a one-score game.
It is amazing. It's amazing. You know, before I get into my Sam Darnold assessment. This weekend, the Ravens somehow managed to be playing for the division championship against the Steelers.
Yeah.
You know, the Panthers and the Buccaneers, somehow the Buccaneers are playing for a divisional championship this weekend.
And they've been really bad.
They have lost 7 of their last 8.
Yeah.
They're nothing like it's funny. They're nothing like the team that beat us here at home. One of our only 3 losses. Yeah. Where was that Buccaneers team who's lost so many, but somehow they're playing for a championship. The NFL's got exactly what they were hoping and praying for in the final weekend of the year. And they've flexed the Ravens-Steelers game to Sunday night's finale, regular season finale at 5 o'clock, giving the Hawks the Saturday night game. I don't know. I wonder why that was. I wonder why that game got to be the marquee.
This is my assumption, and I don't know this, but ESPN has the rights to that Saturday night game, and I think that was already set. I don't think you can flex an ESPN game. That's already
the start time wasn't.
Oh, really?
That was a TBA up until a couple days ago.
Yeah, I don't know.
It is what it is. I like the extra day's rest.
Yeah,
but if we win, that's 2 weeks.
Yeah,
without playing.
That'd be nice.
Going through, it's funny. You see the weirdest stats. I love people who just dig into the numbers and find the weirdest little. It's been blah 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 since they blah blah blah. Right. In 2005, a new pope was elected.
Okay.
The Seahawks won 13 games and went to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
In 2014, a new pope was elected.
I see.
The Seahawks won 13 games and went to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
In 2025,
yes,
a new pope is elected. Hey, Leo. And the Seahawks have so far won 13 games. I mean,
coincidence?
Right? Every time we've been in the Super Bowl, it's gone through Seattle. We had home field advantage throughout the course of the playoffs. Yeah. For the Hawks, I was listening to G this morning. The Hawks are 4 wins away from a Super Bowl championship.
Wow, that's wild to think.
4 wins away. And all 4 games, no matter how well it could, if it breaks our way, 2 in Seattle, 2 in Santa Clara, because the Super Bowl's in Santa Clara. They'll play in Santa Clara. If they win, they'll get 2 games at home and then 1 more in Santa Clara. We're 4 games away from winning the Super Bowl at home in front of that fan base.
Yeah, that gives you all the tingly feelings.
It really does. And with regard to Sam Darnold, you talk about him overcoming these faux pas. He makes brave decisions, if not bad decisions.
Oh, there have been some
bad decisions.
Some of those passes against the Rams were just
how do you even hit? How do you not miss a 4-foot wide guy at the goal line?
We watch a lot of football. I think you and me.
Yeah, we watch a lot of football.
One of those passes was one of the worst passes I've seen in the last decade. Honestly, from watching Seahawks football.
I'm with you. But then in that same game, he drops a dime into Cooper Kupp on the sideline.
Yeah.
Or JSN in the back of the end zone.
Yeah. I know.
Which is the point I was trying to get to, was that Sam Darnold can turn the page.
Yes.
Better than anybody.
He's a goldfish. Short memory.
Explains the ginger hair, too.
Yeah, that's right.
It really does. And, I saw so many commentators over the last couple of weeks saying Sam Darnold finally turned that corner where he rose to the moment. He's had a good career, but he's played himself out of a couple jobs in Carolina, in New York. And you really can't fault him at all for that, because 0 support, 0 weapons, at least in New York. He doesn't have that problem here. He's got the weapons. As you mentioned, we got a great run game. Got a solid receiving core for this quarterback to throw to. And the fact that he can just stay in the moment and not live in the memory of the mistake, that's a maturity issue, and that just comes from time under center or in the shotgun, wherever it may be. I think he's evolved to be that guy.
Yep.
And when it comes to Brock Purdy, who
He's been really good.
He's been amazing. With 5 touchdowns yesterday.
Yeah. Yes.
Right? He ran 2 through 3.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of sports talk radio, and I listen to Brock and Salk in the mornings most days.
Everything I know, I get from them.
Exactly, and I tend to agree with Salk when he says that he judges quarterbacks by what they do in the biggest moments.
Yes.
Fourth quarter, overtime, final drive. I don't care what you did for the first 3.5 quarters. If you go and lead a game-winning drive, you get an A, because that's the game, man. That's when it matters the most. I don't care if you have 4 interceptions. If you win the game, you win the game, especially if you lead the game-winning drive.
When it mattered.
When it matters the most. And when it has mattered time and again for the Seahawks this year, Darnold has shown, like you said, that he can put the mistakes in the past in the rear view and deliver some beautiful passes after some objectively awful decisions earlier in the game.
Did you notice, by the way, flip the page back a section, talking about Brock Purdy. Last night's game was the number 1 overall pick in 2024, Caleb Williams, playing and being beaten by Mr. Irrelevant.
That's right.
The final, was it 276 or 267,
right.
whatever number. Brock Purdy was the last guy taken in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember hearing a story that he got a phone call like the day of from the 49ers. We're not sure if we're going to take a wide receiver or you, but we may call. And they called Brock Purdy he was the last guy taken in the draft, Mr. Irrelevant, as they call him. He just signed a $247 million contract extension because he's playing out of his mind.
Yeah.
And yes, last night he didn't have Greg Kittle. They've been riddled with George Kittle.
Yep.
They've been riddled with injuries.
Mm-hmm.
And he rose to the occasion.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason also I think Shanahan, their coach for the Niners, he's probably coach of the year, I think.
Given the fact of the job he's done with that, probably so.
All the injuries, and they're still on the brink of potentially 13 wins. That's pretty impressive.
I think McDonald's a candidate for coach of the year.
Certainly a candidate,
right?
no
I would
doubt.
think so too.
Yes.
Do you think the winner of this game has I don't think it'll matter with the job that Shanahan had to do.
Yeah,
given the injuries, we haven't had that problem.
Probably the front runner for coach of the year. McDonald's a close second though, for sure. Yeah, and McVay, and the NFC West is just stacked.
We've got
with great coaches.
Three teams that'll have at least 12 wins, at least, right? Right now we got it.
This is why they brought McDonald in, by the way, for games just like this.
Yeah.
Because who's the GM? John Schneider, he saw what McDonald and the Ravens did to the 49ers a couple years ago in the playoffs. And he's like, we need that. We need that defensive mind to take on guys like Shanahan and that offensive horsepower that they have in San Francisco and Sean McVay and the Rams. We need a defensive mindset to counterbalance these offensive juggernauts that we have in the NFC West. The problem with the Cardinals in the NFC West is they've doubled down on offense. And they don't have the brain power or whatever, the manpower, whatever you want to call it. They don't have the chops to compete with the offensive
skill level,
of the Rams
the 3 teams.
and the Niners. We didn't go offense, right? We have enough offense,
defense
but
wins
double down on defense. Defense and a run game will win you championship games.
And they travel.
It always has.
Run games
always
travel.
will. I sound like an old man when I say that.
I love it.
But it's true.
John Schneider, speaking of John Schneider, I think he's GM of the year.
Yeah, for
Bringing
sure.
in Darnold.
For sure. And they nailed the draft, too.
They nailed the draft.
Yeah.
But Shaheed went out of the game with concussion.
Yeah, concussion protocol.
Do we know? Have we had an update yet on him with regard to concussion?
I actually heard McDonald with Brock and Salk this morning. He's just said he's in concussion protocol. We don't know yet. So.
And he's a key factor, I think, for Saturday night.
X factor,
clearly,
no doubt.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, my friend.
Yeah.
This has been fun. You want to make a prediction? Don't do. I'm not going to ask you.
I don't like predictions. But,
I don't either. I'm not crazy on
I guess what I'll say is the Niners should be favored in this game.
At home?
Yeah, it's probably going to be like a 2.5 point spread is what it usually is in these types of games. But why not? Let's go Seahawks. They win, baby.
I like Seahawks.
I have no idea.
To your points made earlier.
Yeah.
This coaching staff knows how to adjust.
Yeah.
No matter what the Niners do coming out of the gate, they probably will start strong. We may be a couple touchdowns down in the first half, as you said.
Yeah.
But I really like our chances with this defense and shutting these guys down in the second half. Their defense just gave up 38 points. Ours gave up 10.
I know.
Both to playoff teams.
Any given Sunday, man.
Any given Sunday. I like it. I like our chances. Thank you, my friend.
Yep.
That'll happen on Saturday. We've got flex to Saturday at 5 o'clock. It's the brawl for it all. Down at Santa Clara, the currently number one seeded Hawks will take on the 49ers at 5 o'clock. Winner wins not just the NFC West, not just home field advantage throughout the entirety of the postseason, but we got a new pope. I think we owe it to this city to win the West, be number one seed, keep all the playoffs here in front of the 12s, and take it all the way down to Santa Clara in February. Thank you, my friend. Aaron Granillo, everybody. When we come back, we'll do one more little look back into Twisted Christmas Past, and maybe the song that got the most publicity and the most recognition and the most success we've ever done. We'll be right back after these.
Charbonnet breaks the tackle and he's in. Touchdown, Seahawks!
Setting up the biggest game of the season.
A critical, huge NFC West battle against the San Francisco 49ers.
It's a heavyweight fight. Winner of the game wins the division. Winner is the number one seed.
Holy catfish!
It doesn't get any bigger than this.
Let's go do it. Let's go rip it.
Seahawks 49ers. Saturday, kickoff at 5.
On KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Febreze. It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la. This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
For more than 75 years, the VA Home Loan Benefit has helped millions of eligible veterans and service members achieve their piece of the American dream, a home for their families. Did you know that you could purchase a home or refinance your current home loan with your VA Home Loan Benefit? VA home loans have lower closing costs and generally enjoy lower interest rates than other borrowers. The VA home loan may save you thousands of dollars on your mortgage. For more information, visit www.va.gov or talk to a lender of your choice. Choose VA.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who will give it to you straight. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through January 4th, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
This is the story of Julie Guillot. She's a Leukemia and Lymphoma Society advocate and the mother of a child who battled blood cancer.
Zach was diagnosed with AML, a deadly leukemia, when he was only 5. While the treatment really attacked the cancer, unfortunately it also attacked his body. Uncontrollable fevers, terrible nosebleeds, and his skin was burned from the inside out. He died at just 9 years old, really from the treatment that was meant to save him.
The Leukemia and Lymphoma Society was founded 70 years ago by parents who also lost their child to cancer. Today, we're pioneering breakthrough treatments for kids with cancer.
We are so close to finding better treatments for kids with cancer. So it's too late to save Zach, but working together, we can save thousands of kids just like him.
Visit LLS.org and save a child's life.
happy holidays and Merry Christmas from the team here at Seattle's Morning News.
He is Charlie Harger. I'm Amanda Factor. 2025 has been a really great year. It's so great to be back together on the radio, Charlie.
It's been nearly 25 years that you and I have known each other, and this has been a great start to what I hope is a long partnership together.
Thanks for being with us every morning on Seattle's Morning News. We appreciate you.
And we look forward to having you join us in the new year.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from all of us at Seattle's Morning News.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
John Curley here. When your house feels colder than it should, comfort matters. For heating, plumbing, or electrical, call the comfort people at Home Comfort Alliance or visit homecomfortalliance.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. President Trump met today with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel. The two leaders saying they had a productive meeting at Mar-a-Lago in Florida. CBS's Ed O'Keefe reports the president also made renewed threats against Hamas and Iran.
That if Iran starts building up its ballistic missile supplies again, and there's concrete evidence of that, then the United States supports Israel striking again, and as you heard the president say, perhaps even bigger than last time from that attack over the summer.
He also called on Hamas to disarm for that peace plan in Gaza to succeed. Russia says Ukraine tried to target President Putin's residence with drones. CBS's Stacey Lynn has more.
The White House says President Trump spoke by phone with Russian President Putin this morning. While it didn't provide details of the conversation, Russia says Putin brought up the attack and says President Trump was, quote, shocked and outraged. Putin added that Kyiv's actions would not go unanswered.
Ukraine has denied those claims. A portion of Highway 2 near Leavenworth opened this morning. Governor Bob Ferguson on the rebuilding efforts there.
Where we can't open up bit by bit, that's what we're going to do. Responsibly, safety for the workers, safety for the public, but we're not waiting around. We can open something up, we're going to open it even if it's limited.
A big stretch of Highway 2 was washed away by floodwaters. A pilot car is now escorting drivers on one-way trips until 6 p.m. between Leavenworth and Stevens Pass. Some big wins across Washington after the latest Powerball run. From Seattle to Pasco, players scored more than $11 million in prizes. This includes 2 tickets worth $1 million, 26 others worth $50,000 or more. The record $1.8 billion jackpot went to one lucky winner in Arkansas. Let's go now to the real-time traffic desk at 2:32. We check in with Nate Connors.
All right, overall, we're seeing light volumes this afternoon. Our biggest backup is actually out in Kitsap County. That's southbound 3. You've got a 3-mile solid backup starting near Loxie-Egan's Boulevard into Gorst, where we've got roadwork eastbound 16 just past the interchange. Southbound 167, heavy volumes between Pacific and Sumner from an earlier collision. Both directions of State Route 161 are stop and go between Graham and South Hill. Here in Seattle, North 5, you're going to slow just briefly from the West Seattle Bridge in the downtown, and South 5 slows from the U District in the downtown. Southbound 405, you're going to jam up through Factoria, Bellevue to Renton, plan on 20 minutes. As you head through Everett, North 5, little crowding from 41st up to the Union Slough, Everett to Marysville, a 15-minute commute. And on the water, the Port Townsend Coopville ferry route going to cancel some sailings this afternoon due to low tides. That's a 3:30 out of Port Townsend and the 4:15 departure out of Coopville. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Your forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Looking at some partly cloudy skies and sun breaks this afternoon. Staying on the chillier side, though. Highs in the mid-40s. Right now, 45 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Gone away is the bluebird, here to stay is a new bird. He sings a love song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland.
Thank you, Andrew. Welcome back, everybody. As has been extensively covered here today, I love Christmas. And my wife has already boxed away, shipped off, stored away every light, every candle, every piece of holly, every piece of tinsel, every bulb, every ball, every trinket. My house looks like the Grinch came through last night. She barely left the hooks on the wall. I mean, that's what it reminded me of. My house got Grinched yesterday. My wife, in her evil brilliance, scheduled a carpet cleaning for today on December the 29th. It's nice, when the family comes over and you have big holiday gatherings and there's dogs running around and presents getting opened and families trotting through. Take your shoes off, don't take your shoes off, make yourself comfortable, you're home, blah, blah, blah. Carpets need to be cleaned, so I'm always scheduled for the 29th, which meant that everything had to be out of the house by the 28th. I spent 2 days after Christmas just de-Christmasing my house. So, Andrew, I appreciate you playing a little Christmas music for me, keeping the spirit alive. As I mentioned earlier, we did come to a peaceful compromise, a détente, that I believe the Christmas lights on the outside of the house while the Seahawks are in the playoffs. And they won't come down until the Hawks are eliminated because it's worked before. I'm a very superstitious
What do
person.
you mean eliminated?
Well, when we win the Super Bowl and hoist the Lombardi.
There we go.
Or sometime sooner if fate may have it, not in our cards this year. So I may have my Christmas lights up until mid-February. In fact, if I get them that long, I'll keep them up for the parade in downtown Seattle. But that being said, Christmas is over at my house. We're taking this opportunity to relive a little bit of the Christmas magic by going back into the Christmas Twisted Tunes, Twisted Christmas archives, talking about some of the songs Laura mentioned. What songs did you guys love making? What memories do you have making Twisted Tunes with Bob Rivers? Bob Rivers passed away in March of last year from after a very courageous battle with cancer. And I miss him every day. I love the guy. Gave me the life I have today. His being able to see me in Baltimore as a complaint caller and see some potential started my career and has allowed me to have the life I've lived. And I will be forever grateful. If you were a fan of these Twisted Christmas songs, if you're a fan of the Bob Rivers radio show, I want to let you know that tomorrow there's going to be a dedication. There is someone has crafted a bench. Bob's passion was the great outdoors. When we moved to Seattle back in 1989, Bob loved hiking in the great Northwest. He actually chose North Bend to be his hometown, Mount Sinai to be his home trail. But what we're doing tomorrow is we're honoring Bob by placing a memorial bench. It's on the Poo Poo Point Trail, just because he loved saying it. That's on Tiger Mountain. If you're a hiker, if you're not a hiker, it's not a tough hike. It's about an hour and a half, 2 hour round trip hike. And it's not a lot of elevation gain, about 1,700 feet on the Tiger Mountain Green Trails. There'll be a dedication tomorrow at 1 o'clock if you're so inclined to join us on the Poo Poo Point Trail in Tiger Mountain to dedicate the bench. And it was crafted in Bob's honor. It's beautiful. I'll get a picture and we'll share that tomorrow for you. It's crafted and look like an old antique microphone with a piano keys, and it's was made with love, and it's going to be there for long. If you can't make it tomorrow, if you do hike the Poo Poo Point Trail, you'll see the Bob Rivers bench there to just stop and take a moment and reflect. And that's what we're doing today. When I think about Twisted Christmas tunes that we made, Bob was very meticulous in his recording, but one of the things that made Bob Rivers' Twisted Tunes the iconic piece of entertainment and radio culture that they were is Bob was a real audiophile. And he was a perfectionist. He had a very addictive personality. He brought that to his creation of song parodies. For everything from finding the right vocalist, the right ensemble of musicians for whatever style of music. And we parodied so many different styles. We made a Beach Boys parody for Good Vibrations where I'm putting up decorations. We made that parody. We played that for you before. Bob actually found and learned to play a theremin, one of those. I remember playing a theremin on this Twisted tune to make it sound just like the original. We did this with all the songs that we made. When we made I Am Santa Claus, a parody of Iron Man, actually convinced Ozzy Osbourne to let us make the parody of his song, and Ozzy came to Bob's house. Ozzy Osbourne was one of the most surreal moments of my life. was we got Bob's studio decorated for Christmas, and here's Ozzy Osbourne sitting at the mixing bench with Bob Rivers. And it was a pretty amazing thing to see. We played for you earlier Richard Simmons taking part in our I Am the Most Fattening Time of the Year parody. But I think I have to quote my favorite memory. It's all vanity driven. This next song we'll play for you, and I want to clarify because it's not autobiographical. It has been clearly the most popular tune we ever made. And we had a moment, and I may have told the story before, but indulge me. We had a moment on our show, the Bob Rivers Show, maybe 10, 12 years ago. The great Harry Shearer of Simpsons fame and of Spinal Tap fame. Harry Shearer, for a period, did an annual Christmas show. He and his wife Judith would travel the country in the holiday season. They would play various Christmas shows. And they were playing a show in Seattle, and Harry Shearer came into our morning show, the Bob Rivers Show, to promote his Christmas show with his wife Judith. And he said, before we could start in the interview, and this is when he said, I have to tell you the story. He said, I was at Don Henley's Christmas party in the Hollywood Hills last week. And Don Henley's Christmas party was one of those things we spoke a couple weeks ago about Conan O'Brien's massive celebrity-riddled Christmas party. Don Henley has a Christmas party for the music industry, whereas Conan O'Brien has one for the entertainment television industry. And all the musical who's gather around and they have festive. They make merry. They sing songs, Christmas carols. Somebody's at the piano. Obviously, people sing all night long. Harry Shearer told us that he was at Don Henley's Christmas party. He was playing piano, and he started playing our song "Walking Around in Women's Underwear" at Don Henley's Christmas party. And almost the entirety of the room sang along, knew the song. So when somebody tells you that the work you made, the songs you wrote and performed on, Don Henley was singing them at his Christmas party, it was a pretty proud moment for us as parodists. So without further ado, I will play you now, again, not autobiographical, the most popular twisted Christmas song we ever made. So, Laura, if you will, please.
Lacy things the wife is missing. Didn't ask for her permission. I'm wearing her clothes, her silk pantyhose, walking round in women's underwear. In the store, there's a teddy with little straps like spaghetti. It holds me so tight, like handcuffs at night, walking round in women's underwear.
In the office, there's a guy named Melvin. He pretends that I am Murphy Brown.
He'll say, are you ready? We'll say, whoa, man. Let's wait until the wife is out of town. Later on, if you wanna, we can dress like Madonna. Put on some eye shade and join the parade. Walking around in women's underwear. Lacy things missing. Didn't ask permission. Wearing her clothes, silk pantyhose, walking round in women's underwear. Walking round in women's underwear. Walking round in women's underwear.
It didn't used to be so controversial, believe it or not. That song's gotten more heat lately than it ever had in the 20-some years ago.
Really? I think it's coming back around.
Yeah, good. I'm glad to hear that. There were times I remember watching the Seattle Men's Choir during part of their annual Christmas concert would do that song for us. And it was just a real, very proud moment for us. I mentioned earlier that if you're a fan of Bob Rivers and the Bob Rivers Show and those songs, we appreciate the years of you speaking about how much they're part of your family's Christmas tradition and how many people have passed them down to the next generations. Tomorrow afternoon, I'll mention it again, on the Poo Poo Point Trail on Tiger Mountain tomorrow. At 1 o'clock, we'll be dedicating a bench just on the trail at the summit at Poo Poo Point at 1 o'clock tomorrow to just thank Bob Rivers and commemorate Bob Rivers' career and his love of hiking in the Northwest and the trail and all things musical. If you're so inclined, please join us. We'd love to have you be a part of that. It's on the Poo Poo Point Trail on Tiger Mountain. The dedication's at 1 o'clock. Thank you so much. We're going to come back in just a couple of minutes with your text from today. A little recap of what we've done for you, to you, with you. You know how it goes. We're right back after these.
We wish you a very Merry Christmas from the G and Ursula Show.
We're so grateful that you listen to and participate every single day.
We cannot thank you enough for how much you've been involved in our G and Ursula Show community. We cannot do the show without you.
We want you to know that you and your friends, everybody is very important and instrumental to the success of KIRO Radio. We are extremely grateful for you in 2025, but 2026 is going to be even better because of you.
If you've been putting off retirement conversations because you're worried it's going to turn into a sales pitch, you're not alone. Hi, Ursula Reutin here. At Trajan Wealth, the focus starts with listening. Their advisors are fiduciaries, which means they're bound to put your needs first, and that changes the tone right away. No pressure, no promises, they're not working off commissions, and they're not pushing any specific products. With Trajan Wealth, it's about understanding where you are and having a clearer sense of what your options look like. Trajan Wealth is veteran-owned and works with families who want thoughtful guidance that fits real life. Start the new year off right with a game-changing financial plan. Call Trajan Wealth today to figure out how to make your New Year's resolution stick. Trajan, spelled Trajan. Call 206-656-3300. That's 206-656-3300 or visit TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC. SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who will give it to you straight. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through January 4th, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
Start the new year taking active liver supplements from New Nordic. Online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com or at CVS, ShopRite, Meijer Grocery, or Wegmans.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt and our submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dejana Figuerella, a marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean, and there I was, 2 miles below the surface. But as a scientist, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fixed the sub and finished our experiments. The dive was just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses at things few people ever get to see. Glowing creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
It's a cold winter night and your furnace dies. Don't let this happen to you. If your system's 12 years or older, upgrade now to a Mitsubishi electric heating and air conditioning system from Home Comfort Alliance and stay warm. Visit homecomfortalliance.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Between Holidays edition of the Jake and Spike Show. I'm Spike O'Neill. Jay Skorheim taking time with the family this week. Much deserved. We hope you had a wonderful holiday season. We hope you did too. Thanks for taking part in the show with us today. We've had a little fun. Hope you did too. Laura, would you start us off with the text messages from our loving and interactive audience today?
Yeah, why did I make this the first one? Because I knew I would read it.
Oh, you mean to read it for you?
It's okay. On Twisted Tunes, Tim and Seebeck says, my favorite Twisted Tune is the Butt Cracker.
The Butt Cracker Suite. We literally parodied every track of the Nutcracker Suite and called it the Butt Cracker Suite.
Oh my goodness.
It was beyond tasteless.
Well,
and we thank
maybe
you,
tomorrow.
Tim. Maybe tomorrow. Yeah, Tim, come back and join us. Barb says, I love most fattening time of the year. I took exercise classes with Richard Simmons. He was a kind man. In fact, I still have a pair of his sweat socks from class. Don't ask. Oh,
Barbara, I'm dying to ask. I'm dying to ask.
We had Richard Simmons. We used to do a radio conference every year, and we had Richard Simmons come to this big radio conference, and they had him come in and lead morning calisthenics. Part of the messaging of this particular session was that to get up and do a morning show, you have to be in good physical shape, and doing calisthenics, get your blood going, get your brain going. Richard Simmons in front of 600 disc jockeys trying to do morning calisthenics. My producer Joe and I walked in with 2 massive platters of donuts that we got from hotel catering and walked through the room giving the more susceptible morning jocks donuts. And Richard Simmons came over and launched both trays into the air.
Yeah, I bet he did.
Hugging all the way. A wonderful, wonderful, loving man. I truly miss him. Tumwater Bully says, ma'am, it's so hard to fathom Bob is gone. Over the years, I've stood in line to see him, Spike and crew. A meet and greet for a calendar. I remember those days. Went to more Spike and Paris concerts than I could count. I talked to Bob on 3 different occasions in passing and on the street, and he was always attentive to hear and listen with a smile. Morning show is the best. Happy New Year. Thank you very much, Tom Waterboy. It was sweet of you.
And Shannon Gig Harbor says, Spike, as a fellow 60-year-old, I just wanted to share how much you, Bob Rivers, and Twisted Tunes were a part of my life. KZOK, KISW, thank you. I appreciate you.
Thanks, Shane. I appreciate that. On taking down the Christmas decorations that my evil wife made me do yesterday, Joe in Shoreline says, it's only the 5th day of Christmas. We still have 1 more week.
They'll leave it up through January 12th?
That's what,
sorry, not January 12th. I did that wrong.
The 5th. January 5th. Yeah, that's what I'm just saying.
I like that math.
Yeah. On hosting holiday dinners, Anonymous says, I cooked. My sister and family showed up with no food. Now, I didn't assign her anything, but thought she would at least bring dessert, as we didn't have it on the menu. Plus, she showed up half an hour late. That's a great scenario. What do you do?
What would you do?
If I'm coming to a gathering, I call and I ask, what can I bring?
Right.
That's just common courtesy, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had 10 people over for Christmas Eve. Every one of them called, what can I bring? What can I bring? And it's always something, don't bring nothing, but, throughout the course of the day, hey, can you grab this? Can you grab that? Can you grab those?
Yeah, pick up some ice. If they tell you to bring nothing, bring a bottle of wine.
Yes,
yeah.
And I made a massive holiday faux pas this year. We took a bottle of alcohol to a party. I say we, my lovely wife did, but I paid for it. So we took a bottle, and then we brought it home.
Oh, yeah.
An open bottle. And that is one of the 12 rules of Christmas. Maybe we'll have those tomorrow. 12 rules of the holiday season, to have a good holiday season. If you bring a bottle to a family gathering and it opens, you leave it. Even if it don't, you leave it. You don't take liquor away.
If it's opened.
Well,
I think maybe it comes into contention if it's untouched.
Yeah.
I think that is a bottle of wine that they get to enjoy later as a thank you for hosting.
Now, Melissa knew that we would have people over Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And it was a bottle of Bailey's Irish Cream.
Okay.
And that goes in coffee. And I think she didn't want to know if I'd be able to get one to replace it, and we would need to have it for the holidays. There's always more booze.
It's only a faux pas if you weren't able to Irish exit it. If you were able to slip it in your bag and no one saw, no one would notice.
Did we go through all that, Bailey's?
Wow.
I guess we did. On Downtown Retail, good call. on downtown retailers leaving town. Jerry in the 206 says it's because they forced residents out for businesses. Residents are the future of downtown. Downtown should never have been a shopping mall. Seattle has been a booming city because of people who live downtown. I think he's got something. You know, part of the strategies of revitalization of downtown areas, not just Seattle, but other cities as well, is to have these micro communities. They're talking about taking some of these never to be rented again commercial office spaces of downtown and converting them into downtown living spaces with full-blown retail environments that are communal, like a grocery store, like restaurants, like various a hardware store, that are all walkable communities. I think that Jerry is onto something, and I think the city founders are in the same boat you're in, that they see a return to residential, at least partially, residential downtown living.
Yeah. On trend predictions for our food in 2026, Brian from Arlington says, I'm excited about this recession food thing. I'm on board with everything being proposed. And then we kept talking, and he sent a follow-up text that said, maybe not tinned fish.
You know, there was some, Laura, you pointed out, there were some excellent points to that interview, or that article from the New York Times about food trends in the future.
Yeah.
We didn't have a chance to get to, so we're going to revisit those tomorrow.
There's so many weird ones.
We'll bring it back for you tomorrow. And on how crowded Leavenworth is these days. Destiny in Seattle says, my husband thought he would surprise me with a trip to Leavenworth a few years back, and we were shocked. They were busing and training people in by the thousands. We found a pizza restaurant that was so overwhelmed that they were not allowed any pizza to-go orders, and it was a 3-hour wait for a table. We saw one spot at the bar, and we asked if we could sit there. Once seated, we ordered a pizza. When it came, we asked for a box. We ran back for bed and breakfast and ate it in the hot tub. That's solid, smart planning.
This was my favorite text of the day, Destiny.
I mean, we pulled the same thing.
Yeah.
We called a restaurant over the holiday break. They weren't taking to-go orders. I went in and I sat down at the bar and ordered food and ordered a box. I pulled the exact same. That's a brilliant move. And so there's nothing new under the sun. Great ideas don't always come out. All right, folks, we're just about done. Thank you so much for taking part in today's show. We'll see you again tomorrow. John Curley's coming up next. Have a great day.
Happy holidays and Merry Christmas, everyone. It's John Curley from KIRO Radio's John Curley Show. Remember, the greatest present you can give is yourself. Your presence is the greatest present. Besides, it's really hard to regift your Uncle Bob. It makes a lot of noise in the box. From all of us here at KIRO Radio and the John Curley Show, have yourself a Merry Christmas and, of course, a Happy New Year.
From KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Do you ever lose your balance or feel dizzy for no apparent reason? Do you hear ringing in your ears or have migraines? These are all signs you could have a problem with your inner ear or vestibular system. To learn more, call the Vestibular Disorders Helpline at 800-837-8428. That's 800-837-8428. Sponsored by the Vestibular Disorders Association.
Hi, I'm Dr. Shelley Flace with today's tip for kids from the American Academy of Pediatrics. The nicotine in e-cigarettes is addictive and can harm brain development. That's why I worry about teens who try e-cigarettes. Many young people use pod-based e-cigarettes like Juul, which have high levels of nicotine. And because teens' brains are still developing, they can quickly become addicted. The tobacco industry uses fruit and candy flavors to attract young people, often turning them into lifelong users. For more, visit healthychildren.org.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. like a close friend who will give it to you straight. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through January 4th, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
Getting a flu shot helps us stay healthy, so we don't miss out on what matters. Like that family movie night your daughter can't live without. Yeah, can't do that. Every year, millions of people in the U.S. get the flu. Especially now, no one has time to miss out on moments that matter. So get your flu shot. Find out more at getmyflushot.org. Brought to you by the AMA, CDC, and the Ad Council.
Your best source for local news, KIRO News Radio.